story. I'm sorry.
Jason Nelson with Focus on the Funny LLC.
Yeah.
And Marquis Brown.
More.
Marquis
Brown.
Fuck.
No, not Brown.
All black people look the same.
Oh, that ain't
man.
true. That I grew up in a black family. The man I grew up calling dad is black, so I learned that real quick. They do not all look the same.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Don't worry, it don't gotta be awkward. It's okay, man. I'm not gonna put you in that situation.
No, but Asians all look the same. You can call me what you want.
Yeah.
But
My mother does not look like every other Asian.
Like
My mama is from Korea though.
For Korea. See, and I learned you call like a Chinese person from Korea. There's a joke out there that they get mad. They be like, "Hey,
You know
I
what?
am not fucking Korean."
Yeah, you know, but
don't
just like
play
with the African the continent, you know, Africa is made up of so many different cultures and countries, and like if you get the Ethiopian and Somalians, to us on outside looking in, it can almost look similar, but they take that shit serious. Which I understand.
Pride,
Like Scottish and Irish people.
and they're a lot. They have culture that's a history. See, Americans, especially white European Americans, we are just. I mean, let's be honest. What is American culture and history? Genocide.
Yeah.
We built this shit off the genocide of the natives, the African Americans, and now we're doing it in the Middle East still to this day. And,
That's why we're here right now because of what they call this shit. Affirmative action. That's why we on this podcast today.
Yeah.
Keep it balanced. Are we the first black people on your podcast?
Yeah. Well, I've had Antonio booked a couple times, but he keeps
He's black?
rescheduling. Yeah. He does he's the lead of the discrepancies. They got he's signed and everything.
So we
too.
the first real black people.
I know the
No,
discrepancy.
no,
That band,
shout
I
out
used
to
to know
Tony.
their manager.
Garrett and all them.
Hey, you know you got gray hair in your head?
I got a lot of gray hair.
That's fucking crazy. You too young for this.
Jay, I've been having gray hair for the last 8 years.
Shout out to
Man.
my barber who made my shit look blacker than usual. Today.
Yeah, man, he looking fresh. He looking like he need to be on an S curve box.
I usually avoid the spray in the Beijing, but
Have y'all seen the video, the YouTube video of the white dude that finally goes to a barber and like a black barber, and he comes out, he's like, "Did you see my shit? This shit is tight."
I
And
think
he's
I
like,
seen that.
He's like, "God damn it, look at this! They even put me some pattern in it."
but you know who I like? I think this is a culture. I don't know, Palestinians or some shit. But it's this barber in Florissant. It's called Florissant Barbershop, and those guys, I'm not exactly sure where they from, but
somewhere in the Middle East.
who the fuck makes Mediterranean food? But they look like the guys who run the Mediterranean restaurant.
It's good
You know,
food,
but
man.
I don't want to be offensive, and it's all on me. Jason Nelson. It has nothing to do with Brad. But I like the way they cut, and then the way they aggressively shave my beard with the razor. I don't know what it is. It makes me feel like it's just something special.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like that.
And it doesn't give you like no razor burn or nothing when they
No.
really get into it?
No.
See, I've never even been to a barber. I just, all right.
But you do a good job, man. I wish I had a beard like that, man. That's the look I wanted to go for, but
Yeah,
my
man,
shit don't connect.
you like you get a dope ass 5 o'clock shadow, dog. Like,
That's all I keep.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel
just,
as men as compliment each other beards like this, but
oh man, it's 2021.
fuck, man.
But
Yeah, man.
so
that was a weird transition after all the other shit I said before.
we'll get out the basics out of the way, who, what, when, and where. How long you guys been? You're both comedians.
Yeah.
Amazing. How long have you guys both been doing it? You, Marquis.
Shit, man. I say, because I originally started trying to do comedy as a teenager. So I was like 18. 17 finna turn 18. And I didn't know what the fuck. I was just trying to get more pussy. Like,
Okay.
you know, because I was known to, you know,
Yeah.
my friends, my cousins, they would always bring me around the girls because I always break the ice. I was always to make the girls more at ease and calm. So they
You
basically
sound like
used
a fucking
me.
rapist, bitch. My bad. We recording. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We were all close to the same age, Jason. Damn it.
That was an awkward.
Did you
time.
guys grow up together?
No, actually,
No,
I met him years later, man. Like my first go around with comedy, I stopped about and then I came back like 3-4 years later, and that's me and him ran into each other a little later as I started to get into it. We both was at the what were we at, the House of Comedy?
Well, I mean, I started off. My first open mic was a Funny Bone,
okay,
and then I think I met you. I at least saw you first. It's not a tell a romantic story. Like when I first laid eyes on you. Walked in with a book bag on. But it was I think it was DJ Epic open mic when it used to be at Marhaba's Queen. I'm talking about when I first saw you. Now that don't mean we spoke. This does sound pretty
No, we first ran into each
Well,
other.
when you talk about someone performing, you see another guy.
But I'm saying when I saw
with
you,
their
I'm like
own-
when I first saw you.
No, I feel like
you walked in with your girl at the time. And,
No. We first ran into each other at the audition.
I'm telling you when I first saw you. Well, I think it was. Well, maybe so.
I believe it's an audition for. Originally, it was for the Def Comedy Jam audition.
Yeah, 2000, now wait, that was 2009.
2009.
Oh, you know what? Because I started hitting the mics 2008.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what it was.
So anyway, I've been doing it 12 years consistent.
God damn. Yeah, you definitely.
12 years
was was that competition? You like? How long had you been off since when you came back doing that? Because I hadn't seen you at any of the open mics.
I know. I took a 3 months. I sat down because I saw the numbers kept rising.
Even worse. I was like, a guy that hasn't done it in 3 months just came in. And
now, when you talking about time off from recently, or are you talking about through his?
Just recently through the whole COVID.
Oh yeah. I sat down for 3 months, man.
Yeah. Yeah, you killed it for being off for 3 months. Man, but John, like when I reached out to you for booking a show a while back at Bobby's place in Valley Park before COVID happened.
Yeah.
That's John. You had I went to Backdoor and you were hosting there, and it was my first time performing at the Backdoor.
Okay. Yeah.
And you were hosting there. Mm-hmm. And then I asked John about you, John Madden. And he's like, "Oh yeah, he's always a solid, guaranteed funny guy."
I appreciate it, John.
And I take his, he knew all of you guys.
Yeah, man. Me and John HD, Ben Flug, Tyrone Robinson. Who else I'm missing? Shit. Wayne Wiskow, Tim Bone, sorry. Shout out to Tim Loss, but Tim Bone.
Unshout out him. Unshout out.
But yeah, man, I work with a lot of those guys, man. We all did a bunch of shows together, man.
Yeah.
Bunch of shows together.
And now you got Jay Nelson just doing shows left and right. I can't keep up with
Jason
how
Nelson, focus on the funny.
How many shows you got going on just this month?
Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 or 8.
God damn.
Yeah. I try to challenge myself. I don't know if y'all want me to say anything about myself or not, but
no, definitely. No,
you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Okay.
You can talk about yourself.
You sure? Thanks, man. My boy cashed up.
Shit, we gonna be here a while.
He got a stimulus check. He cashed out me. I'm like, oh, look at him working his way up, helping me out.
You already got your stimmy checks?
Man, I got my stimmy and my unemployment.
Right, that's my wife. Hey, baby, did we get money yet? She won't even tell me. She be like,
she brushed it off quick. Like, what was that? Yes,
I was about to be paying this motherfucker for an event Sunday. This motherfucker talking about, man, go get you something nice, man. What you wearing tomorrow? I'm like, the same outfit. I wear the same shit all the time. But, But other than that, no, I started performing 2008. And thought I was committed to it, but I didn't really commit to comedy till 2013. I'm talking about like when I took that like marital like vow to it. When I say good or bad, rich or poor, sickness or health. That's when I committed to it. But I started 2008. And first one was a Funny Bone. Then I went to a mic hosted by DJ Epic, who was going by Dwayne Ingram at the time. And they had one at a place called Queen of Sheba, which is down Marhabas in the U City area. And you meet people along the way. Shout out to Javon Bibbs. What's that dude that's in that almost killed somebody? Comedian. He wasn't fat all the time. He was a good King Canamore.
Oh, King Canamore.
He used to go by something else. Wolf.
Yeah, Jordan Wolf.
Yeah. He was funny as fuck back then too.
He definitely was talented.
Shout out to Javon, all those guys you met along the way, Javon Bibbs and stuff. And
shout out to them.
The thing about it, then you find out other places to go. So I kind of started off in what you identify as all the hood spots initially, even though they used to say I do well with white people. I don't know why, but I started off all the hood spots. Shout out to Eric Rivers, Jesse Taylor, and I don't even want to say hood spot. We just perform where we can perform at, and it would just be rough. It used to be rough back then. Like if you suck, they let you know you suck. And they'll talk about your ass for like 45 minutes to an hour.
Each comic.
Like now it's
Each comic.
Like if you become the callback of the night. Like,
Callback.
that nigga thought he was funny. You be like, and you got to sit there and take it because if you leave, you like a hater. And shit.
What was it? Rod Lyles at the open mic a couple weeks ago was like, I want to bring back booing.
Yeah, Rod wanted to bring back booing. I was like, Rod,
I remember
mic,
that,
bro.
Yeah. But then they hit Zach Spilo with the fucking boo, and I was really like, man, the kid's been doing it for like.
Oh, my boy from New York originally.
That's why I didn't really advocate on that. Man. I'm like, Rod, this is open mic.
Well,
bro.
you know,
I was fine with it. I even told him at the end after a couple bomb jokes, I was like, that's something you can boo over, like.
But you know, who got a good, nice room for what it is? I mean, shout out to St. Louis Slim, STL Slim. Over there, the Warehouse West on Thursday nights. It's a room where sometimes there could be a lot of people in there, a few people in there.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm already on smoking right now because I don't do well when I smoke and drive. I could drink and drive.
Don't smoke.
So
and
you
drive.
offer me a shot, I'll take a shot.
Oh, we got all the booze.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, you guys go to his room on Thursdays too. Now he charged $5 to get in, but it's a room where
I don't care about that. I usually throw energy like $10 every time I go to the.
Yeah, I support entrepreneurs and stuff like that.
I throw a
because you know the thing about it is we not just getting what's that day. It's like this is what we do all day, every day. But Slim, he has one of those rooms where they might fucking ignore your ass and they'll be talking to your shit and you know everything. So it's like you got to really work to be funny.
Work on your stage presence. That's what that does. That creates stage.
But it's like I like his room because it has that vintage feel that we were used to that I hated when I was younger.
Right.
But that's also what made me stronger. You know, because you got used to the rough rooms. I remember getting booed by like 3.
Where is this room at?
Off Hamilton over on the west side of St. Louis. And it's called the Warehouse West. And that's where we're doing a show tomorrow where we doing chocolate covered shrooms and lots of different plant medicines. They've been telling me to call it.
Yeah. Be
Yeah.
careful.
I'm not doing shrooms. I don't think I am.
I just seen a post. You said you were scared. One of those things, you don't have to be worried about psilocybin doing anything to your health, wise, mental. If you're not if you're not mentally ready and want to, and if you have any second guesses on it, you don't have to. It's not gonna fucking.
Man, I'm wishy-washy as fuck.
No, but these things I know a lot about.
That's what I was telling him. That's why I don't fuck with.
This is. I'm big into the plant medicine shit. It's a hobby I've had since I was a kid. Mm-hmm. But mushrooms, I don't do them just because that's so long. I've fucked with the DMT and the acid a little bit, but I don't do it around people.
Now, I remember,
I'm out here now, and I can just trip balls, and I'll end up butt naked in my driveway, like hell yeah, just staring at the stars and shit.
Now I remember hearing about acid because I went to 13 different schools growing up, and one of them was Parkway Northeast and Parkway North. Oh yeah, I lived.
My wife went. She went to one of those.
Parkway Northeast was the middle school, then Parkway North was the high school. That was one of the high schools. I lived in a group home that was out that way, and at the time, that's when I got not that I did it, but I was exposed to acid, like hearing about it. And I remember they was wear the Jinko jeans and shit.
I remember them Jinko
big ass
jeans.
flare jeans.
I had some.
I had some too.
Definitely did.
And everybody called me a fag.
Hey,
they did. I'm not saying that in derogatory terms. That's what they called me in the black community. But I was hanging around white people.
It happens. I was the pink one. Like I said, I grew up. We got pulled actually from one of the schools. I don't know the neighborhood because we were so young. Mm-hmm. But when we first moved out to St. Louis, we were living with my stepdad's family, and they had put us in one of the public schools there, and we were the only 2 white kids.
Yeah.
The Board of Education came in and put us in magnet schools that we couldn't afford. They're like, yeah, this I don't think is going to turn out.
In St. Louis City?
Wow.
Yeah, because we were from Carolina originally, so we had that twang, and we were hey, y'all, how you doing?
Now, what North or South Carolina?
North. That was Outer Banks Islands, is a patch of islands right off the coastline of North Carolina. Where the Wright brothers flew the first airplane and shit. Yeah.
I remember I went to Concord, a little bit outside Charlotte. Had some of the worst barbecue I've ever had in my life at Max Beef Shop.
Was it pulled pork vinegar based?
I don't remember. You know what it was? It wasn't that it was bad, but I lived in Kansas City for 7 years.
That ketchup based sauce is a Kansas City.
Yeah, and
not ketchup, but it's a molasses. That's kind of a.
But I heard I should have went to more of a hole in the wall type of spot.
Oh yeah.
But I was afraid.
The Carolina's got a great comedy scene now in Asheville. Like, there's a couple places that are blowing up as far as comedy here.
Yeah.
In the next, because New York and LA are done. What it seems like they're like everybody's moved from LA. That was like part of the big comedy scene there, the comedy shop, the comedy store, whatever.
Yeah.
And now they've branched off. A couple have gone to Carolina, I think Tennessee, Texas is a huge
I've
one.
heard this last year.
Yeah,
No, before COVID, I was hearing these. I was hearing the whispers about other comics, like what's the smaller states. The states are not there's always mainstream.
Mm-hmm. Now, don't go deep into Carolina because there are some places that are rough. But Asheville, very great city. Like they are just any other city out there, very liberal. It's like
Well, we
Austin,
we
like
perform,
what you hear, think of Austin.
We
City.
perform with racist people all the time, man. I love them. They're very fun.
I've done every bit of towns I shouldn't be in where they laugh and they enjoy me. They take pictures with me and they tell me, yeah, you might want to get back to on the road.
Yeah. But you know what? I like racist people, man. It keeps the world balanced.
I grew up on both sides because my real dad, Carolina, still lives out in Carolina, deep south and everything, and I seen that. And then I grew up with my mom and my stepdad, and I felt it. You know,
both sides.
You know, my aunt still to this day thinks my mom took a good black man, and it was always like that. And
my mother, being adopted from Korea, she was adopted by a black family, and I watched people within that community be very disrespectful and derogatory to her. And as a kid, I didn't even realize my mother and I was two different races at the time, because you know, she's very pale. And then me, I'm like colored chocolate milk, I'm assuming. And it wasn't until I got older that I realized we looked different. Yeah. I knew she like a white person, but I didn't get it because I just knew that was my mother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
I used to freak some people out in Carolina when I would call him Pop, little blonde hair, Dennis the Menace looking motherfucker, saying dad to this dark, big black guy. And
but you know,
they're like, it's this kid.
I got an adopted sister, and it's weird when you at the store and you see this little white girl say, "Mama, hey mama," and you know when you're a parent, you doing shit, and the kid keeps saying, "Mama," and you like, "I'll get to you. Let me get this done first, you know, Shelby." And a white lady that was at the cash register is like, "That's not your mama," and she looked at her like, what you talking about? This is my mama, you know. So people do get that weird look when they see a mixed race family.
Not so much. I guess today, a lot of things are changing.
They're changing now
slowly.
Yeah,
it should have been done a long time.
So
ago.
basically, women of all races, come fuck Jason Nelson, and let's make the world a better place.
Yes,
consensually.
That's what I did a bit about getting rid of racism. I was like, I know how to get rid of it. A lot of people ain't gonna like it. No more white people can have babies.
Shit.
Let's just speed up what's the inevitable.
Yes, but it's bound to happen too.
Everybody's gonna be one color.
Right.
Let's just speed that shit up real quick.
Right.
And I'll be feeling for people when black.
Then we don't have to have no more bland ass food either. Like, because
we don't have to diss white people, man. You know, shout out to white people before advancing the world through taking shit from people. But, I mean, but regardless of that, it's so many things we could talk about. You know, like the Van Gogh, one of my favorite. I remember when I went out to L.A. and I was out there for.
You perform in L.A.?
Oh,
really?
Yeah, I was. I was here like mics and stuff like that, but it was a dope experience. And
Did you be able to get a lot in? Was there a lot of mics available?
Yeah. Shout out to KB Marion. From outside of Chicago, from I forgot what part she really from, but she was living out there at the time, and they were staying over in South Central, near 47th and Normandy area. And I remember I said I could tell this place been gentrified because they got Van Goghs hanging up next to graffiti. I said the thing about it is it's covered in red instead of being outlined in blue, so you know what territory you're in. But you gotta know about Vincent Van Gogh to understand. You know what I'm saying? But I was thinking that because I was growing up, I used to be a huge fan of his art and music. I love history, and I love learning about people's stories about who they are, where they came from.
Right.
And so I just dug deep into it, you know. But with that being said, though. When we was talking about earlier about the events I have going on, the significance of this particular month, what it just hit me. And yeah, I did post one of those crime videos, but I was looking at it 10 years ago. I started out of my car with like $10, $5 in cash, $5.36 on my debit card. And I had won a comedy competition at an open mic in KC. And I decided to go back there because we had more work in St. Louis than they did for the attitude. We used to be open later and stuff. So I saw a gold mine. I saw like I can come up here and set up shop. And I didn't really do my first show until 2014, but I was crying today because I thought about like, damn, I'm booked either individually or as a company where people hired me every week this month. And
that's something you've actually done that a lot of comedians I don't see, even ones that are up there making money and like making big money, they're not LLCing themselves. That's a big point. There's a lot of tax breaks that an artist gets. Yep. A lot of things, lunches, everything. Now, especially since they just tried to pass, I believe they passed 100% for, it's called the 3 martini tax rule. Basically, it's set up for corporate businesses to go out on these fancy lunches and they can write it off at the end of the year. They pay for it up front. It's supposed to help stimulate the restaurant industry. And at the end of the year, they just get to write all that off on taxes. It used to just be 50%, but they moved it to 100%. And so you could do that as an LLC.
The thing about it is I do keep track of my expenses, not as well as I used to. Because when I was going through my divorce about almost 4 years ago, I kind of got thrown off because my concentration was divided. So I just knew I had to hustle, keep the brand recognition. But I started producing shows 7 years ago. And I remember my brother and I get into it because my brother used to like flip houses and stuff. And he said, you need to get an LLC. So even what you don't get, because I was always in the red, fuck what it looks like on the internet. But he was like, at least you can do write-offs. You can get something back in return. But we was arguing because I was living in KC. He was here in St. Louis. I said, well, I'm going to wait until I come up with a name that means something to me. And he was like, it don't matter what the fuck you call it. I'm like, well, I'm not going to promote something I don't believe in.
Right.
And we was going back and forth with that. And then the next year is when, like I said, I was already producing. The next year I came up with Focus on the Funny LLC, which was inspired by a conversation with a guy named K. Ferg from Chicago. One day he hit me up on Facebook and he said, don't think that deep, just let it flow. I'm like, huh? He like, just focus on the funny. I'm like, fuck, what you tell me that for? Because we never had a conversation. So this is like January, February 2016. And I start telling myself that's a mantra because, bookings go up and down. And I knew by the time of summer after I did like this festival thing that I didn't have any bookings, but I wanted to do these pop-up shows like Chappelle and Louis C.K. and them would do. But I knew I didn't have the notoriety to generate that type of traffic. But even though I do shows where I charge people, it was like I wanted to work on material, but I wanted to be in front of real people because most time we go to mics, it's just other comedians. So I always treat everything like it's a big deal, no matter what it is. But I don't give a fuck if it's a hole in the wall. I'm just believing the execution. And with that being said, I put up 5 pop-up shows back-to-back each week between here and KC. And then I found people who want to work network. He was part of it. HD, Ben Fluke helped me out. A couple of comedians along the way. And we were just making the shit up. But we was packing them out in like 3 to 4 days notice.
Have anybody spoken with HD lately?
I texted him a couple weeks ago. I thought he was dead. Messenger. So I thought he was dead. Is that a sensitive
say?
Out
of the hospital yet?
I don't know that nigga on the flyer.
Right.
I just saw him like, motherfucker.
Right. He's actually like in a little, what do you call that? Like a little nursing house thing. And he said he had maybe 2 or 3 more weeks. And he was upset about it, but I was just trying to tell him, take your time,
And shout out to HD, Ben Fluke, and this dude. Would you go by Marquis more back then, or was you still Toronto?
Always Marquis Moore.
It wasn't always Marquis. It wasn't always Marquis.
Back then, I was always Marquis.
Bitch, I met you at Tehran.
All right. Anyway,
goofy ass Tehran.
Anyway.
My bad. We got this.
No, Jack Merriwell.
Yeah,
Jack Merriwell.
But those guys, they helped elevate the game too. They were trailblazers in this area.
Yeah,
and they were, and when you first are a trailblazer, you're going to get a lot of opposition because people have what they identify as the right way to do things. But see, I was watching the game for a while. I remember this is what inspired me as well as them. But what inspired me initially was I'm watching the internet and I'm looking at it, and I try to use a groundwork game, a mixture between the two. So it's live and in person. So it's not just the fact I'm using social media. But it was like Louis C.K., when he filmed his special, uploaded his website, and they say he made $2 million in 24 hours. And then I was reading it where they said this era, and we're still part of it, is the golden age of comedy. So they said it'd be more opportunities but less money. I read this well over a decade, and I just kept that in mind. And so I knew it was about perseverance and endurance. And because I'm like, I'm not waiting on anybody to give me a green light. Now, I'm not anti-comedy club. I just love to do what makes me happy. Yeah. But like I said, shout out to the No Name Comics crew, because now I met HD and I introduced to the mics and shit, and then him and his group, and I kind of dropped Marquis off to him. I gotta go. Can you take care of Marquis for me?
Hey, it does come off like that though. And
then I came back to St. Louis like, give me my baby back. Give me my baby back. Come back on the day.
Hey, it does come off like that. It does.
But all jokes aside though, but they inspired me, and when I started doing the things I did, I just wanted to make sure I earned their respect, so it don't seem like I'm just piggybacking off of things. You know what I'm saying? But this the entirety of this shit is all a journey, man. Yeah. And it's like,
no, I get the piggybacking thing though, man. I've had a couple people that have been like, hey, you should try to get them on your podcast. It's like other people with larger podcasts and stuff. It's like, I'm not trying to come off that way. If they want me to come on there, it's cool.
Yeah.
But I don't want.
But you know what?
It's just one of those pride thing I think people need to overcome to really. You know, it is about reaching out. I'm bad for asking for a spot at a show. Yeah. If I'm once I get good enough, eventually someone will be like, "Hey, I want him on my show."
Yeah.
But I do see a lot of people that reach out for shows and they're getting spots and stuff, and it's like, I would like to do that, but I'm just.
You know what? It don't like Jason Dormeyer.
Dormeyer puts out a lot. Of shows.
He started it like a year ago, or so.
Yes, somebody.
The only reason I knew him was because Nate Barron asked me for a guest spot. And then Nate drove up to this spot. We did 17 events last year called Toxic Boy Summer throughout the region. And Nate asked for a guest spot. I said, all right, it's already tight ship. Do like 3-5 minutes. He drove all the fuck up there. And which I respect, because I remember driving to New York and sleeping on my car and everything just to go do. I ain't going to say people got to do that shit, but I respect it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you put your money where your mouth is and stuff.
It shows how bad you want it.
Yeah.
How bad do you want it?
Because we just went all the way out to Mason City a couple weeks ago. It was like fucking 5 hours there.
Man,
5 hours.
You drive all the way to St. Louis.
That ain't like shit I'm used to. I expected that coming here.
We riding over. We like, this motherfucker drive all the way.
Yeah.
And then he drive home drunk with all these roads and shit.
I don't really be drinking all that much at the shows that a lot of people think.
Really? I was going to ask you, how many dead coyotes have you left on the side of the road driving home drunk, man?
That little car, you know how fucked up that car game was. But what? Okay, well, that's a good question. And what is making it to you? A lot of people have their own version of in their head, their idea. What is making it to y'all?
Shit, me quitting Dollar Tree.
That's how I am. I was like, I just need to supplement the income I'm making now. To but
yeah.
Me,
is it the fame? Some people want that. They need that.
I actually don't like attention, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm already a multi-millionaire. The cat's out the bag of shit. I'm lying my ass off. I got like $200, man.
You say you don't like attention, but you go straight for it.
But no, I learned that by watching other people.
Yeah.
So, because I used to be hella shy and introverted. I was hella socially awkward. And I still am, especially if I drink, which is cool. But the thing about it is, because I start thinking too much. But with that being said, I started breaking it down for me. One time, me and Marquis was on our way to a gig. And I said, man, can you believe people pay us to come eat chicken, drink some alcohol, and talk shit? And we get to get paid to hang out with our friends. Like, when I really broke it down, like, I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't want to have more, like, lucrative opportunities, because every opportunity is different. But when I break it down, people pay me to come talk shit, eat chicken, and drink.
Facts.
Yeah.
I hang out with my friend. Like, this is my fucking friend.
Yeah, I know that too much
so
sauce.
simple.
They could pay me in that St. Louis sweet and spicy shit.
Shout out to my sauce.
Yo, dude, like,
bro, I had the cauliflower wings, man. I fucked.
And she serves salad there now.
I think I seen you preaching the vegetable game to HD. Not
bro,
are you vegan?
No, I'm not. But I'm working on my health, because this fucking pandemic has made me realize a lot of shit about health. Because on my pop side, he lost family members back-to-back weeks. Literally, week to week, he lost close family members and friends. Close family members. Brother. nephew, cousin.
Yeah. I lost an aunt and a cousin, and I think. Well, my uncle Billy, he already had some. He had like the diabetes and some cancer.
Diabetes,
and stuff, and it
high blood pressure.
Yeah. And that runs rampant in my stepfather's side of the family. It's the diabetes and the high blood pressure and heart attacks.
I'm on both spectrums. Like on my father's side, high blood pressure is big. On my mother's side, high blood pressure. So that made me sit there and say, you know what, let me chill out on some of this shit.
Now let's look at it.
There's
like
a comedian that talks a lot about that and preaches, and he puts it really well. He was at the Helium for the competition this year.
Willie Lynch.
Willie Lynch, yeah.
Shout out to Willie Lynch Jr.
Yeah, Willie Lynch. I could hear a lot of his set. It was like, no, he's speaking a lot of fucking truth and facts, and like he is very educated on some shit that
100.
He has a degree of some sort, doesn't he?
Yeah, you got a couple of them. Yeah, he won't stop mentioning it. Oh my god,
just something to be proud of, though. You know,
Brad,
I dropped my shit. I dropped out after like 2 years, and I was going to class with my surfboard.
Man, I know a lot of black people with the same amount of degrees. They don't speak on it yet, motherfucker.
Brad.
Shit.
Right now, you have Jason Nelson, Marquis Moore. You know how much history we have? You could ask anything.
Man,
this is 13
You
years.
can't name too many comics that's been doing it that we ain't came across our work.
No, like we all know each other within reason. We just be in our own world.
Yep.
So I'm saying, like, ask us anything. Yeah, be politically correct.
Anything.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck.
But back to the health thing. COVID did make me take the shit serious, bro. But
man, same token, is it about not trying to die, or are we trying to control how we die?
Trying to control how I die.
Because you used to act like you didn't give a fuck because he don't believe in shit.
Now I give a fuck.
What is your?
Because it make just this fucking pandemic has made me sit down and made me become just a fucking essential worker.
Yeah.
At Dollar Tree, bro. Yeah. Like I literally was sitting at home, sitting there like, I ain't shit without comedy.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I ain't shit.
You're not.
Like I ain't shit. Like
you're not. I'm sorry.
Those 3 months humbled the shit out of my ass.
No, well, yeah. Comedy.
Was it 3 months? March, April, because we was working again by the time May came.
I can only imagine how.
The last actual time I performed, the last actual time I performed was probably like.
You talking about last year, right?
Yeah, last year.
Right.
So I would say the last time I performed was like November.
No. You talking about 2019?
No, I'm just talking about when I'm talking about recent when I shoved
myself.
I
thought you. Okay.
No, when I shoved myself, like I was like, shit. I think the last time I performed had to be November.
Yeah. Okay. My bad. I thought you were talking about when the first pandemic shit first happened.
No. I'm just saying, like when he asked earlier, hey man, where the fuck you been? I was like, shit. I sat myself down. And that shit humbled the fuck out of me, man.
Yeah, you sat down this year, motherfucker.
I sat down last year, man.
Dog, are you sure?
I'm sure, bro. Because you was talking shit to me all December. You was talking shit. He kept making posts talking shit like shout out to Marquis Moore who's retiring. He was just antagonizing the shit out of me.
Look, this is my friend.
He know how to get under my skin. He know what he was doing. He was poking the bear. Yeah. So when I beat you, blame him. He knows how to poke my buttons and get me focused. Yeah. He knows how to do it. He would do some shit like, damn man, I don't know if you good enough to outshine some of these comments. I don't know. He's saying, I don't know if you got it.
That's how me and John are. Like after every time we see one of the other do a set, we're like, better luck next time, buddy.
No. I'm talking
like, man, that was like Christmas morning in Nashville. That was a bomb.
I'm talking about before the show. He'd be like, man, I don't know if you got it. Like, I mean,
like, bro,
that one show I saw you do like 3 weeks ago, you was struggling a little bit. Motherfucker, 3 weeks ago. And when I get quiet, that's when I'm focused too. So you're like, oh shit, I made him quiet.
That's why I get nervous, dog.
But no, man, this shit made me more focused, man. This pandemic and shit, and thankful.
Yeah,
thankful.
It definitely made us. I couldn't imagine.
Humble.
I've been doing it as long as you guys, because like I said, I've only been actually performing for a little over a year.
Yeah.
And you guys going to 2008, 2009, and the performing, and then it just being like halt. Just like shut everything down.
This dude right here got us back, got a lot of us coming back. He said, man, don't worry about y'all. I'm going to find something. And within like an hour and 20 minutes, he started a group and he's like, I got something for us. and then I'm gonna get more. And before we know it, we was on stage for like 2-3 weeks, all because this man.
Every week, but every week during the summer, from May to September, and I ended with Bobby J and Just Niche for my 4-year anniversary. My 4-year anniversary, I was making I did a picnic too, called Positive Vibes Only, because I was watching the people protesting and shit, and I was thinking about Gandhi when he said, "Be the change you desire to see." So I just said, I'm about a small barbecue grill, invite people out to come eat, and that's why I say I'm really not a comedian. All the comedians know that. I just like to do what the fuck I like to do. Now, I'm really good at what I do. It's always room for
He's being modest.
But what it is,
fucking liar.
It's like this. I just like to do what the fuck I like to do. But this is what it is.
It's whole lies.
I just want to make the most out of my life while I'm here.
These are whole lies.
No, it's
not
true.
I'm just playing.
So what do you believe in? What is your belief?
Do you mind if I can take a shot? You got something you want?
Oh, yeah. What you want? I got Cuervo, I got vodka, I got...
I don't want to touch the stuff that you don't want to be touched.
Anything. You can have it, anything. I don't really...
It sounded kind of harassment. I don't want to touch nothing you don't want to be touched.
Consent.
So is Patron okay?
Yeah.
I'll take some
consent for me.
Take it.
Take this?
You can have it, man. Here's another one. If you... I got.
It looks like it's been sitting here for a while.
Yeah, it's
You got some hand sanitizer? This shit got dust. My bad. Don't worry about it. But oh shit.
Did you break the cork? Uh-oh.
Go ahead and just drink around it, bro. I've done that so many times. you break the cork in half and it fall in. You just drink around
for the Patron, man. Real shit.
Or just pick it out your mouth.
Shut up. But.
Yeah, I like the tequila.
Act like you had to pick
I'm
no
more of a
pubic hair out your
guy.
mouth before.
Yeah,
but the thing about it is this. All jokes aside, beyond all this shit. I'm sorry, my brain's all over the place right now, and I know it's obvious. When you said my belief, like spiritual belief.
Yeah. You said he doesn't believe in shit.
No, you know what it is. He just don't like me to feel right because I talk shit. You know?
I heard you say some Buddhist stuff or Hindu Gandhi shit. That's Hinduism.
Yeah. Now, what it is, when I was younger,
spiritual guy.
I used to be an atheist. I remember being like 4 and 5 saying God's not real. And then I just had some personal experiences where I had to acknowledge the existence of a higher power. Then I tend to lean more towards Christianity, but I wasn't raised in church. I didn't start reading the Bible till like 2005, 2006, and I thought it was pretty dope. But I do like to adopt certain energies and philosophies from other particular belief systems. Yeah. I attempted suicide in 2009, and I was a youth care worker. And I used to live in group homes too, but I still had that sense of worthlessness attached to it. And I used to equate my value to money. And I remember,
I think that's most of people's issues.
Yeah.
It's one of mine, Especially if I see my wife's tax return bigger than mine, I was like, shit, how am I supposed to?
Because you know what it is. But you also probably, if she went to Parkway, and then if you grew up the way you did, that factors into how we see things. I grew up going from house to house to house to house to house to house, and then group home to group home, group home. You grew up pretty much in the hood, and then telling how your life was in North Carolina. So that's probably why you humble, and that's why they say don't judge a book by its cover. I just learned how to turn up the flash for right now because that's what people respond to. But that's not how I normally conduct myself. But in 2009, when I took the suicide, it looked like the best day of my life. It was a beautiful day. It was ironically, so many things happened in March. It was in March, maybe 25th or so. I don't remember the exact date. But I knew I was going to kill myself when I got home. And that's where my 80 Benadryl jokes come from. But it was like 90 Tylenol PMs. And I drank it down with some Grey Goose and a Mike's Hard Lemonade. I was eating a bowl of cookies and cream, ice cream, watching The Inside Man. And I remember crying because I realized I didn't really want to die. I was just afraid that things were going to continue in this never-ending circle. And then I had this epiphany of sorts that I had to accept more responsibility for the way I perceived things and the way I responded. So I remember I told God, if he allowed me to live, I'm going to live every day like it's my last. Now, of course, I'm human, so I had some forks in the road and shit. But what inspired me to do the things I did was not only my own personal upbringing, but also the work I done. It was these 2 kids who inspired me. One was this big black kid that people were intimidated by. And the one was this openly gay white kid. So I came up with these shirt ideas. One that said gay, God accepts you. One that says thug, there's hope under God. But it was inspired by the prodigal son. And my interpretation said, though he's a ways off, his father seen him come and rejoice. So the illustration, in my interpretation, was when the son was making his way home, the dad saw him and he ran to his son. They met each other. So the point is that God will meet you where you're at and go with you the rest of the way. So what I decided to do was, through my comedy, was to model that. Of course, I'm human, so I have my own challenges and struggles, but that was the motivation behind everything that I do. I said I had to become famous enough so I can say what the fuck I want to say, because back then to say gay or thug or something, you know, it wasn't okay. You know what I'm saying? But that's where it came from my show ideas and everything.
That's so my real father is gay and was one of the first man to be married to another man. He fought for that for Carolina. He's an old school.
Shout out to them. Hey, trailblazers, man.
Yeah, so he like paved the way, but he's he was scared shitless to come out of the closet to me. Like I was like everybody else knew it. I knew it. I've known it since I was a little kid. You sneak around your parents' shit. You see shit. You kind of come. You go on the computer, you see shit, you're like, he might be gay. But he didn't want to come out to me because of all my friends and everything would use that shit. Be like, man, you gay, fag, this, that.
Yeah.
It was like, it eventually got to an age, it's like, are we still using that one to be as a joke? Is that, especially when I got into comedy, I was like, that's not a joke. That's not a funny thing. There is no joke there.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I had to really get myself, because I watched my pops go off on some of his friends. He's like, you're 50-year-old men and you're still using that, oh, you're so gay, dude. And it's like,
I think within context of conversation, but I can see why it's offensive, because I don't believe, like, my mantra is positive vibes and energy, but uncompromised comedy. So it's like inspired like by Patrice O'Neal's and those guys. Like, I don't want to take away people's attempt at a joke, you know. But the thing about it is, I grew up in a group home, so I remember in the 90s, it was a trans kid, Antonio Frost. He went to Parkway South. He was murdered by his uncle. Not because he was trans, but I believe his uncle was just high, from what I heard. And the thing about it is, it was gay kids, it was white kids. So I grew up around those types already. And then me working in the field for my coworkers. So some things I'm just accustomed to. And I talk about me, my struggle with my sexual identity when I was younger in my first book I wrote. Because I used to compare my masculinity to other men. And I'm like, well, I'm not that type. It wasn't until I was like 22, 23 that I really started feeling comfortable in my own skin. Because I remember when I lost my virginity, I'm coming out of group homes. And I never got to really heal through my trauma. And now I'm thrown in the world of peer pressure when it comes to sex and things of that nature. I lost my virginity and had my first kid just to prove I wasn't gay, which was gay in itself. But come to find out, I did like vagina. But it was just more of, too much, to be honest. I had kids. But the thing about it was like, I looked at those men, one appeared to be tough. But at the time, he know women. One was one that slept around a lot. Find out later, you know, he was angry, had some voice trying to feel. But I was comparing what a masculinity identified from those interactions. And when I came to terms and acceptance of myself or who I was, I felt better.
You know, I always call the guys out at work because I'm a carpenter. I build houses for a living.
Yeah.
I think everybody in the company I'm at, right, the builder I'm working for is pretty much one of the Trumpers, and I'm nothing against some of them are just his policies work best for their household, but you know you have what's the word, not all people that voted for Trump are racist, but all racists voted for Trump.
Yeah.
All right, these guys like that, but homophobic more than racist. Those kind of Trumpers, and they always come off with some gay stuff or say something about some gay shit like it's bad, like that's what's wrong with America. And it's like, I'm like, it sounds like you just. I always call them out. I'm like, little insecurities. I'm hearing here. You know what? I was like, it's 2021. You still worried about that shit, man?
That's I don't get upset with them. For the simple fact that everyone's just product of their environment. People like
I say that shit all the time. You're a product of where you
now what it is, once we get exposed and things of that nature, our perspective increase. But just like you lived a little bit all over. So
yes, I was lucky. I was very lucky to see it.
And then even exposed to it like at a young age through your dad or, you know. So I mean, for those of us who are more aware, I'm not one of those people who try to use my platform. I mean, I'm not going to say I don't use it for social activism within reason, but I'm not trying to silence anybody because I have to treat people the way I want to be treated, which means I want to be accepted for who I am. And my belief system is that, like, I'm an advocate for organic growth. You know how some people, like, as a comedian, I'm trying to use an analogy, but they'll do clean comedy because clean equals green and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But I like the fact that I was cursing and I was very vulgar at first, but I was genuinely, organically able to develop and grow versus forcing myself to do something. And so that's why I don't believe in what they consider cancel culture for things people done before, because I'm 37, but the way I thought at 27 and 17.
Oh, yeah. No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but what it is, our lives are being documented. Now, what happens with, like, those guys you saying, if you hang around some gay people and then you get to hang out with them, you're like, okay, some of these motherfuckers cool. Because just because somebody gay don't make they a good person. I've been harassed by a gay dude. It makes me realize how I came off as a man to females, though. I'm like, gay or straight? Men are fucking disgusting.
Yeah, we are nasty.
Yeah,
gay or straight?
Yeah,
We're fucking animals.
Yeah. We are bad, but you know what? I have enjoyed. I've gone to. There's this thing that they do down on the beach. It was these bunch of drag queen relay races. They get on a stage, they dress up as women, and they get on this tricycle, ride it across. They tag their part, and it's kind of like that. It's like this festival, all different kinds of games like that and shit. And they're fucking fun. They're fun as shit. And my pops turned me on to me. He's like, you know, that's going on in the beach you're at. Because I lived on the beach where he lived more down in the south on the mainland. And I went there and met up with them. For one, I got a lot of free drinks. Like, I didn't pay for shit that night.
Look, I've done a lot of shows.
I hate
burlesque
when
shows.
people try to get me to. I can't turn down a free drink.
I know.
You trying
to fuck me, dude?
For a minute.
Working, nigga.
For a minute, I was doing just comedy. And I would make a little money off of it, but I would save it. And I did at least about 4 or 5 burlesque shows.
Yeah, I did some burlesque shows too.
I did through HD. HD, like, man, this shit, they giving us $50. You know, for 10 minutes, $50. Hell yeah!
Back in the day, that's where comedy was found. Like stand-up comedians, you would find them at the strip clubs, the burlesque shows, the intermediate guy, and then the jazz clubs. The guy in between the jazz musicians and would present the jazz musicians,
which is what we're working on next, because. That's why I started getting my hair cut like the old vintage way, because I'm bringing back those vibes, because that's what inspired me when I thought about the history of comedy and shit. And I want to bring back those vibes. I might need some help. That's why, if I'm able to let me know the budget, I got to save and shit. But
yeah, jazz is that's what my stepfather, he's a musician, and jazz, and it's always made me so mad because he can pick up any instrument. He's just naturally talented.
I got an uncle who plays saxophone. He's self-taught. He used to perform with Ike Turner back in the day.
Shit. That's what my real father played before he lost his arm in the Coast Guard. It was a sax. So,
Damn.
Yeah, but I can't play a lick of anything.
So I remember I bought an ounce of weed once and an acoustic guitar, and I thought I was gonna sing the blues and shit. That shit do not work no matter how high you get.
I'm part of the Blues Foundation. That's something my real dad really is into, the blues and everything.
I didn't know my family ran kind of deep in as far as like entertainment, as far as radio, music. I didn't know that.
So it's just in your genetics, probably.
Man, like, and I didn't start doing comedy because I saw somebody doing it that I know, and then I looked up to people on TV, and I always want to try it, and I always been the class clown. I always been the guy that everybody like, oh, Marquis, oh yeah, let's go get Marquis. Oh, they come around me, right? Because I'm really, really kind of to myself most of the time. Even when you see me at the open mics, a lot of times I'm at the bar by myself, chatting, and then somebody sitting down, and we just start rapping, chatting it up. But for the most part, I usually go off to the side and be in my own world. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Until it's time. Marquis Moore. All right, let's go.
Yeah, I'm right there.
Yeah, like I gotta find this motherfucker on my show, because this nigga gonna walk outside.
he always do. Like, and I was like,
where the fuck you at?
So me and him are like way more similar than than people think. Like, dude, I be in my own world. I'm like, me too.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's a big reason I did the podcast too, is because I understood, like, I wasn't meeting nobody in the comedy scene for one, and I was like, it's kind of hard to try to come up on these guys that have shows, they're working on new stuff, they're in their own head already. Yeah. They're not worried about trying to, build any kind of network or anything. I was like, that's why you come in, and I just said, I meet him. We usually met, But I that's why I don't go in there and like try to sit right down with you. And I do my own thing.
No,
Everybody does their
you-
own thing.
It ain't like that. We
But
ain't
the same token, it's like, man, in his life now, this is where it changed. You just gotta shoot your shots.
Yep.
We gonna die one day anyway, bro. I don't know what the fuck gonna happen after I did.
I don't know. Y'all see that shit that a group of Israel scientists and doctors come out with recently reported that they figured out how to stop the shortening of telomeres, which is this basically what causes old age is your telomeres and your chromosomes. It's what helps fight off mutated cells from reproducing.
I ain't trying to live forever. I mean, I'm
I
not in a
want
rush.
reverse aging.
But I'm not. I like aging. I like my hair receding.
Your mind's still there. It's just your body. You feel
What
like
movie was that? I
you're
think
fucking
it was
like you're 18
Justin Timberlake
again.
was in a movie like that where they had the
that's
time.
it, the time
What
shit,
was it
yeah.
called? A
Inception
nick of time or some
something
shit.
like
I'm
that.
tired
It
of
was
it, man.
something.
See, this would piss me off.
That's
man.
scary.
Man, this is why, man, stop trying to please God, man. It's just like, stop this shit.
So how do you feel about aliens?
I don't give a fuck. These niggas ain't bothering me.
right. I believe they
So,
probably
yo,
exist.
have
I
you
mean,
heard
if they
any
wanna
of
come
the
up- if
stuff
they wanna
that's been
cross the-
released
I've been
lately?
in
I'm
court.
saying, if they want to cross the border, let them cross the border. No, I'm like, no. No, I'm like, no, I'll just decide
Stop
that.
putting the aliens in cages. We need their knowledge.
Fuck, I want an authentic taco, bitch. no, but
Yo,
No,
you
you-
got married in Mexico, all right, at this all-exclusive resort, and there was this dude that came around with a little taco cart with a hot iron flat top, and dude, bet every night I was out there because he wouldn't come around until like 10 o'clock at night.
Okay.
And then that's when everybody's partying and shit too, and me, I'm
he finna make some money.
And do you identify yourself? Because like when you was telling the little tidbits about your life, man, you should be proud of yourself as well, man. Like you're a success. Fuck the comedy shit, but you should be you consider a success story as well. You know what I'm saying? You was talking about. I know you like where the fuck this come from, but I'm looking at it like you was talking about like you and your wife different taxes and stuff, and I'm saying, but do you ever just look back at yourself and just be proud of who you are and how far you came individually?
Oh yeah, when it comes from like, because I got locked up. The reason I'm in Missouri is because I went to jail and was looking at a long time in jail, and if it wasn't, luckily I saved my money from what I was doing instead of my friends. A lot of my friends that
That's what you
spent
say
it-
because you was white. That's why you let me go.
They
You got to remain race again. No.
We
they
know you're
spent a lot
privileged.
of money.
Even though you got a black day, you still got privilege.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I always saw that.
How you white and you had a black father and we didn't?
Right.
Privilege.
See,
You got a black father and still. How you have a black father and still fail?
no, but yeah, no, I
This motherfucker had a black daddy and we didn't. That's
He
crazy.
still fail.
That's how you know white people privileged.
That's what I'm saying.
Motherfucker had a white daddy and we didn't.
Had a white and a black daddy.
Is he still alive?
my stepfather's got stage 4 cancer.
Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that. Shout out to
I was
him.
gonna say yeah. I was gonna say, can
Shout
you
out
share him with us? That's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, I mean,
Adopt me.
he was military. That's what he was, which is crazy because I always joke him because he was Army and then he went into Navy. Did 4 years of both.
Yeah.
When he can't swim. He went to the Navy. He can't swim. I'm like,
the main part of being in the Navy?
It's in the water.
Didn't you know what you were doing? He's like, I didn't have to go to boot camp because I already was in the Army, and you could back then just transfer right in and not have to do all the other bullshit.
But how old is he now?
He's like 70, almost 69, 70.
So he just switched.
Is him and your mom still together or?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
that's-
He's basically a Navy. He's a Navy SEAL, right?
not a SEAL,
Not a
but
SEAL.
he was in the Navy.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
But
yeah,
basically,
just-
the motherfucker was on the ocean, and if something would have went wrong,
He couldn't
this nigga
swim.
would have been gone.
He was looking for the life,
yeah,
right?
because we was at a pool once. My aunt had a pool, and we all went there to go swimming, and I noticed he wasn't like getting away from the side of the pool and shit. In the pool, he's like 6'3".
So he not a little guy.
Yeah, he wasn't swimming too strong, and I didn't notice it as a little kid because I still had floaties on, and then I noticed later on, my mom's was like, because I wanted him to go out I was getting into surfing and shit or something like that. He's like, your dad's not going in that fucking ocean. He's
You
not gonna come out
have an
there.
interesting life, man.
Man, you do.
You got a gay dad,
And
a dad with you said no arms?
My real dad has no arms, and no arms. He's got one arm, and because he
Ha,
lost
he
it
got
to a
one
boat
arm.
propeller. He was in the Coast Guard. That's why he's
Your real dad.
yeah.
The real dad
real
got one arm, and he has one arm.
One arm. He lost one arm.
Did he lose the one that he can use to jerk off? I'm not trying to be offensive.
Actually, he was left-handed and he lost.
Shout out
his right
left-handed
arm.
people. Okay, I'm left-handed too.
Right. My
I'm
mom
left-handed
left-handed.
too.
She's a lefty too.
Oh,
Yeah,
she is?
but-
Me too.
I'm about to choke shit. Out
no, it just no. I love your mom. I don't mean it like that.
you always.
You
made
can
it
talk
like
to my
that.
mom.
I don't want your mother.
I'm just
Did
saying.
you guys grow up in St. Louis your whole,
Yeah.
Yes, you probably know my stepfather of some point of down the line, whether it's one of my cousins, uncles, aunts.
I never heard a white person say they had cousins.
No?
Y'all didn't hardly ever acknowledge cousins, bro.
Oh,
I've
got
been
some
around white
cousins.
people. They don't know us cousins at all.
They don't.
No, we got some that I don't claim, but
But now, because you're now, but like for us in our culture, your cousins like your brother and sister.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
like that's like
yeah,
that's
yeah,
like
that's-
man, that's my brother.
But the Mitchells are like they're like my grandma Mitchell and Billy, Jason. He got like 7 brothers and sisters.
When you say Mitchell, you mean the black people.
Yeah. Down in St. Louis, where we. I don't know that area too well because I lived on the beach for so long. It's so small. I came out here. You guys got like 64, 264, 400,
Yeah.
100, 109. I'm like, where the fucker? Give me a name. Gravois stands up, turns it into 30. I'm like, when? Where?
Yeah. I mean, St. Louis is weird as fuck.
It
too.
is weird.
For a
as shit.
small city, it's definitely kind of. Oh, I'm just bad with. I got a GPS everything.
It's
when
a
I'm down there.
weird, small. It's not small. I would say medium.
I
Because
don't
you
know,
can be
this
spaced
motherfucker
out, bro.
tiny.
Oh, I went to.
When you go to the outskirts, yeah, like this shit.
I asked my step pops about where the fuck I was going to one show. I was like, hey, I got a show here, and he's like, I don't take my black ass out there during the daytime. He's like, what are you doing?
What area
out
was
there? Muhammad Akhtab. Muhammad had a open mic at this one little joint.
Was it on Natural Bridge?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's all right. I mean, it's over there.
It
And
wasn't
there.
bad. I still went. I mean,
Yeah.
That's a cool area because it's most of our
It's right by UMSO and shit.
Yeah, most of our bad areas always got our main colleges on it.
But
I think that's every city though too.
I did snow plowing out there at one college, Wash U, and I was out there at all nights.
But
And I was
most
like,
time-
damn, it gets
but you know
kind of,
what?
like rough out here, hearing gunshots and shit. I was
Yeah.
like right next to the college.
But the
We
thing
were
about
doing
it, most
college.
people don't bother white people because you can get jail time.
Yeah, man.
So we just kill each other. Because
people don't
we
fuck
kill you, we really gonna go to jail.
Right.
We kill each other, we gonna
Statistically,
get away with it.
we do the exact same shit.
No. I'm just telling you, but you could kill. See, you could kill everybody.
Oh yeah,
We can only kill each other.
Right.
Because we kill another race, then we're gonna go to prison. But we just kill each other, we
Like,
good.
I couldn't find them.
Yeah.
And it's true. That's the system we like. Who was
That
it?
was really good. That was really good.
You get a slap of reality. I think a big reason you don't catch too many of the white comedians coming to like the Word Up open mic.
Yeah.
Is because some of them poets come in there with some real shit and it slaps you in the face with the reality of the situation, and you're like, and they're like
raw.
over there, and they're just like shit.
But that's part-
everyone's staring at me like they're angry. They're like, no, they ain't.
But
They're not angry.
that's part of the.
you,
But, but you know what? That's just part of the expression of art. Because
Yeah.
even to me as a comedian, and I'm black, and I feel weird following up behind poets. They talk about this prolific shit and kings and queens, and I'm coming up there like, and these bitches.
Right. Don't go up in front of me with that shit because I'm a follow.
But you know what?
Hard. I'm just gonna go straight forward.
But it's not that deep as like I used to feel when I was younger. Because when I first started, I thought that shit was super serious.
Yeah.
I thought these niggas was superstars and everything. And what you find out is we're all just regular people. I do Uber and Lyft. I had regular jobs before, and we just regular people, man. You know what it is? During the daytime, like you do construction, you do Dollar Tree, I do Uber and Lyft currently. And during the nighttime, we become somebody significant. That's all it is.
That's when we put our superhero costume.
In the comedy world, we're somebody, and
Yeah.
outside the comedy world, we're just no fucking body.
Mild mannered Clark Kent.
As someone that's done some partying and lots of drugs, it's definitely there's people out there that it's whether it's depression or it's a big part of comedians. A lot of comedians have learned they're depressed, drug addicts, or just like to be the center.
Alcoholics.
Alcoholics.
A little mixed of all of it.
I'm doing better. I'm doing better, guys.
That performing, and that's what I tell a lot of people that never done drugs but love performing, are just addicted to performing. I was like, don't do any drugs. Don't come along with any of these drugs, because if you already like that dopamine fix you're getting from performing. When drugs get a hold of you, you're just going to be
you gotta have
already
both of 'em.
addiction.
Yeah. You know, for me,
that
I do
was-
like to make people laugh. I go back to the purity of my heart. I mean, I got issues like anybody else, but the purity of my heart is I like the idea of creating employment opportunities and utilizing my platform to assist a multitude of people and
So
businesses.
you're a capitalist? You believe in capitalism?
Well, I was told that I'm socially liberal and financially conservative, but it's not about capitalism in the sense, and not
And what people think capitalism, what today's society believes is American
But basically,
capitalism.
what inspires me is one. It's two things. One is something I read in the Bible, where it's 5 loaves of bread, 2 fishes, and it wasn't enough, and they took what they had, put in the hands of Jesus, and watched it multiply. So that taught me to focus on what I do have versus what I don't have, what I can do versus what I can't do. That analogy, and then the story of Stone Soup, where the village had nothing to eat. And then this young lady said, well, we can make stone soup. You remember the story?
Mm-hmm.
She put some rocks in a pot. And then somebody said, well, I got carrots. One said, I got onions. So what that teach me? Individually, it may not be enough, but collectively, it's more than enough. That's all I'm doing, for real. Just finding multiple ways to connect people together for all of us to find a way to eat. Yeah. There's going to be different portion sizes and on their plates, but it ain't my job to look at somebody else's plate. You know, it's my job to look at mine and see what I can do with mine. But that's what motivates me. That's why I maneuver around the rooms the way that I do. Now, do I not want to be poor? I mean, there's levels to poor, but no. And hopefully one day, if God allows, I'm able to, if he wills it, have more to show for myself financially just because of my children. And I think about my children, and not so much about the money, but also be a part of a cultural mind shift where my children know and their children know that it's okay to want the best in life, and not necessarily like Gucci material, but like have options. Mm-hmm. You know, like you don't have to subject yourself to the cycle of negative things and food and things of that nature. That's what I would like for my family and my culture. But that's what inspires me. So I try to lead by example, which is, like I said, in between time, I'm human. I have my moments, you know, whether it's, you know, I'm human, so I can be sad, angry, depressed. You know, I was very overwhelmed and stressed all week today. I have 7, 8 events. And
now when you do start making money, do you know what to do with it?
Because I struggled, you think?
No.
Are you asking?
Do you know how to take money and use it as a tool and not put it on a pedestal and just put it in some small savings account and try to build up? When you know how to use it. See, I dropped out after 2 years, so I'm not no financial advisor, but I really study the markets, finance. Like all I watch is fucking stock market shit, financial market shit, and the biggest issue what we have with wealth inequality is, for one, a lot of people inherit big amounts of wealth, and they get that.
I like where this conversation is going to.
They use this wealth to make more wealth. Rich people have learned these top 1%, not even just the 1%, just people that know, like my father-in-law, nowhere near rich, but he's learned that he's taken a few thousand and was invested it the right way into stable, hedged, investments.
Well, when you say that,
and
everyone's not
it to make
exposed to
more.
us. Like, a part of what inspired me to create my company, and not only act as a booking agency and things of that nature, but I remember Red Foxx. I was thinking about him, R.I.P. to Red Foxx. And towards the end of his career, they was taking all his shit. So I actually, not only for my community, but even comedians, I want to learn financial literacy so I could teach them whether we get a kid that's $25, $50, $1,000, whatever, and delegate our finances so we can be more empowered. I was thinking like this over a decade ago, and it's just like, but in order for me to teach it, I had to learn it. So I like meeting people like you because it's more that I want to learn. I just know what I've been exposed to. And then you reap what you sow. So whatever decisions I made in my younger day, they affect where I'm at now. But I really did these things because I want to change the world. I grew up all over St. Louis. We grew up poor, just like everybody. And, very abusive households. I want to help fix broken families, even though I grew up in them, and then I've been a part of creating them. not that I intended to at the time. But I wanted to learn these things so I can help people learn how to communicate, build up wealth, build up healthy communication habits. But I didn't know it. I just had an idea, but I had to learn it.
Yeah.
So that's what comedy has afforded me to do. It was just a platform and a canvas. Now I love the history of comedy. I love comedy. Where everything, some people question it because they meet me now. They think I'm just a hustler. No, I just wanted my art to be seen.
Right.
I wanted it to be heard. So I had to find ways to get it done. Now I got some of my friends, shout out to Marquis, who just like to show up and be funny. And that's okay. And then me, I'm looking at it like, well, I'm the motherfucker that put the shit together. You know what I'm saying? And it took me a while. I was battling that. But no, I want to learn this stuff because it's not about fame and fortune. I actually, at the core of my heart, want to make a significant impact on the world that I live in. It's just that it's certain things that you appear to have to do.
Well, in the society we have today, I feel the only way to make impact anymore is being, I mean, you see it in our political systems. You can't even be a candidate for the Senate or Congress without being a millionaire. Mm-hmm. You can't. I mean, that's why most politicians come from a lobbying group because they need that money from the lobbyists to donate to them and to give them
and see,
this
look,
money.
I'm not even deep into that shit. I don't understand it, but like I know they're building they're trying to take back North St. Louis as well. Which I always tell people we need Thanos to come back there, snap his finger, that motherfucker start this from scratch. But my grandparents had a store over there, so it means something to me. But they're building that government building on Jefferson Cass. And I was like, it would be, not saying they're not doing it, but it would be very interesting for them to see them canvass the neighborhood to inform people of possible positions coming up that they can suddenly decide to train for, and to give, instead of them just allowing those people to work in the area to be seen as janitorial or cafeteria staff.
Absolutely.
But what if you give people the opportunity to know what they can strive for, and then those who choose to take on those opportunities, they can then begin to train for them. Mm-hmm. So when it's time to go to work,
yep,
that's a brilliant idea.
But yeah,
yep.
So what they say, you give a man a fish, he eat for a day. You teach a man a fish, he eat for a lifetime. But how often are people willing to teach you? Because what happens is, you do need, in the way this world operates, you need balance. It's not in people's best interest for everybody to know the rules. You know, like one day I was feeding some fish in Longview Lake Marina in KC. And I know in my hand, I had more than enough food for every fish. They don't know. And they fighting. Even the albino fish, he's not getting no food. That's why we got rules to delegate to those who can't do what everybody else does. But that's the same system with people. We actually have more than enough that we need in this world. We're just fucking greedy.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So what I do is, with my platform, I'm going to use the word manipulate, is, and not that it's an evil thing, but I just create a world where everybody gets to eat. That's it. Yeah. You get your laughs. You sell your chicken and fries. You get to push your products, and you get to walk home with your dignity. You know, do I want to do it on a bigger scale? Yeah. Now, I think if I was white, you know, you said Jason Dorr might do a lot of shows. He just started. You know, he just started comedy a year ago, and that's my boy. Yeah. But I know white people get more acknowledgement and looks than me. I know for a fact I'm very intelligent, and I'd hustle hard, and these motherfuckers make a mockery of me, but I generate money for a lot of people, even when I walk away without none. So I'm saying to you is,
you're breaking the number one rule right there in finances when it comes to building your LLC to be able to provide for everyone around you. You got to make sure that you always pay yourself first.
And you know what? I'm just now getting
That's
to
like
that.
That's the main rule. And then when you pay yourself, you got to take 10% of that and put it aside. Yeah. And the rest of it, that way when that comes an emergency or comes somebody from that's close to you comes to you and needs that. I think we
talked about that a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just now within my heart.
Yeah.
Just now getting to that point of understanding, because I come from a background of social work. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
From how I was raised to the work. So now I'm learning I'm just now learning to do that after I put myself in such a temporary situation, whole. But I'm thankful for the entirety of the journey, because it is teaching me. And I now also understand that, like Jay-Z said, either, and he quoted, I think, a movie, either you die here or live long enough to become the villain.
That's Batman.
Yeah. And the thing about he quoted. Okay, but the thing about it is, I understand I'm gonna look like a bad guy moving forward, but I'm glad this is documented in advance.
You've got it. That's why I think the whole saying, "Don't forget where you came from," because there's people that make it and then they forget that shit, and that's when they become those bad guys. But as long as you still keeping it real with your,
but guess what?
With your home base. And you bring your environment up to where that these people.
You mean like Nipsey did? Like
Nipsey
Malcolm X did? Like Jesus did?
Have you seen the most recent? Did you guys see the most recent shit? A cop that was part of has come out and admitted he was on his deathbed before he died. He's like, I was part of the team.
Oh, yeah. I watched that documentary.
No, that was one that was most recent. It was like a week or so ago. Yeah. And he had said he was part of the group of cops that was assassinated Malcolm X.
They were supposed to be there, but they didn't. They wasn't there.
So what my point is, it's when you do these things, your life is at risk. You know, I put it like this: it's like I don't forget where I come from because I don't want to go back. But it's like when I used to love McDonald's, but then I got exposed to Five Guys Burgers and Fries, and then Red Robin. So the quality of beef. But I'm saying, the analogy with that is my standards had evolved. And I used to fight hard not to allow myself to grow. But the reality is, I'm not like when I was younger, I just used to want to fuck. It didn't matter what she looked like, no matter what, whatever, right? And every once in a while, I still like a little dirty, ugly bitch, you know? But guess what? Now I'm learning to be more particular in the type of women that I'm around. And the things I want because I'm not the same person. Now, it's not about the looks. It's about what they bring to the table, what they assist, and hopefully I can be of value too. So I forgot who said this, but you can't help the poor being amongst them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, you got people in the groundwork game that helps them because everybody isn't supposed to focus on money. You got like my boy Louis Confliction. He give out meals to the I don't want to say homeless, but just those in need. Like he does it. I don't know if you knew that or not.
I didn't. I was hoping to learn all that today, but
you'll find out, and you can keep that for no. But he gives out meals.
And these are the people I've always said, because I did volunteer fire department. I used to look around at the guys that did that, but they did it hardcore. I was doing it for fun, to drive the truck, going to a burning house and shit like that. But those guys out there that were doing it because they volunteer.
It meant something to them.
A lot of time,
saving people.
And I've always been like, why are we having these politicians that are making six figures and they're doing all this and they've never done anything for? When we have people that give up 40 hours a week of just donating their time to food shelters, homeless shelters, volunteer EMSs, volunteer fire department, and people like that. Why can't we have these people that are already doing it for their communities for free?
Yeah,
you know,
and that's the point though. It's like people like Lewis, and I used to be in that position as well. They are significant to people in their community, and they're a blessing. But you also need some of us, like myself and others, to go in there and get the job done and make the deal to help keep those things going. And it took me a while to accept that, embrace that role and position. I mean, literally, I just started embracing it in the last, year or so? And I mean, like, because I want to help those people, but I know on this end, he's going to look like a hero. And I'm a little like that motherfucker who think he's better than everybody. But I grew up 13 different schools. I graduated, I was almost 20 from alternative school. I was in psych wards as a teenager. I was diagnosed with bipolar manic depression. That's why every once in a while you'll see me have a regressive moment or a manic moment. But I'm more aware of it now. I didn't realize it, or when I feel stressed and overwhelmed. But it's like I'm challenging myself to do more in this limited time on earth that can have a positive influence and impact on the rest of the world, at least of the world that I'm in. Not only for myself and my children, but other people. Because I grew up in group homes.
But that's something like I was just saying to who is it? Joe Rogan. We were talking about him and Charlemagne and these guys that are really famous and they all usually mean pretty good intentions. They're not, I don't feel Joe Rogan's left, right, anything. He's usually down the middle. Yeah, and if there's somebody,
just keep it real based on his perception, though.
Yeah, really neutral.
And it's like, and they're like, then why are there so many people? I was like, because eventually you get to a point. The people are just not gonna like you.
Yeah,
you're too popular. The haters are gonna hate, as the old fucking cliche saying is. There's always gonna be haters, and as long as your community knows it, and I don't think you're going to be looked at as the bad guy, especially them seeing.
It don't matter what you do.
Man,
and that's what's great about these things.
I'm gonna be real with you.
What you do, in somebody's eyes, you're their villain.
And I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be real, 100% real with you. I watched the game for a long time, and my approach, and I'm just learning how to be more positive because I was king of self-sabotage. I remember watching the way people treated Allen Iverson versus Kobe Bryant. Allen Iverson was simply a product of his environment. Kobe had this projected image, and RP, this is not me speaking negatively of him, but, he had that rape case, in which, he was found out guilty. But the point of matter was, it was like, whatever he was doing behind closed doors didn't line up with the public perception. Just like, and it's a point to this, it's like Richard Pryor. He's synonymous with the word nigga, right? Can we all agree? Mm-hmm. But by the time he got to Live at Sunset, what'd he say? He went to Africa. He didn't see no niggas. He no longer said it. Now, we had Bill Cosby, and I'm not saying he did what they said he did or didn't do, but whatever he was doing behind the scenes did not line up with his public perception. So when I read in the Bible, what good the glass is clean on the outside, but filthy on the inside, I committed myself to making myself look like I'm worse than what I actually am. You know why? Because when you make yourself sound good, people look for the bad. Just like when a bitch go, I'm fat, and we go, no, you're not. Yeah. But that was intentional. Yeah. I'm talking about just watching people.
For compliments.
But the thing about it was, now, I wasn't fishing for compliments.
No.
But it was more or less me saying, look, if I say I ain't shit, it's kind of like I put myself down first. But now what I was hoping, which didn't work at the time, was people was able to look beyond that and see some good versus me projecting myself as if I got it all together. In the moment I say or do something that doesn't line up with your perception of me, you write me off. Just like when I wrote my first 2 books, it was me putting all the worst shit about me first. So when things come out in the future, because I'm successful.
And where's these books at?
Amazon.
Amazon? All right. I thought about something like that, but then I realized it's like, man, you're a moron.
But you know what? In some people's eyes, I am. In some people's eyes, I'm a king. And the reality is, I'm just now also getting to the point where I realize it's not my business to be concerned about what other people think.
Yeah. That's a big thing, like comments on YouTube and shit, because I get usually most, like, because I'll chop up some of these videos, the clips. Like, I'll note things that are good little sections that people that I think could tips from comedies to other comedians. I mean, from comedians to other comedians. And, little 30-second clips. And I think one, I've gotten, average each guest, I'll get a few thousand views for them on those clips. And it's the comments that you get with them, you just learn. There's just people up there that are just... And Mike Radcliffe taught me that. He's like, oh, no, there's actual people that are just trolls. That's what they do. They just like getting reactions from people. He's like, I have my own account that I go on Twitter, and he told me the name of it. He's like, and if you go on there, I'm not friends with anyone. I just go on there, and I just talk shit to trigger liberals or trigger racist. He's like, I just make sure to get them. And he's like, and that is a thing that people do for hours. And I was like, why?
And it's very sick. In my opinion.
So that's why I can't read the comments and I stay out of those, whatever the people's opinions are.
As best I know how, I'm just trying to live my life within purpose. I mean, even the jokes I crack, like when I was cracking the jokes about, I don't know if I'm gay or not, and then I knew it was going to like make the room tense, especially in that demographic. But it was me taking back my power. But I said, I don't know if I'm gay or not. And I said, and then people go, what? I said, because I could look at a man and say whether he's cute or not. And they go, and of course the women go, that ain't gay. And of course the men like, no, motherfucker. And I said, you know how I could tell whether a man's cute or not? Whether I'm comfortable leaving my bitch alone with him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Real.
And then that's when I ended, when I go, yeah. And then I go, like, I'm like, nah, my girl can't be around you. And I just look at somebody else and I'm like, but this motherfucker, this bitch can be butt ass naked in front of you. You know what I'm saying? But the point of the matter was, it was like, it's some of those jokes I crack are with intention, and then on top of that, I just want to operate with my purpose. So I wish I had another shot. I would have toasted with you, but
there's a.
Well, you got a glass?
I've got.
I mean, can I use one of your cups? Or
Yeah.
Well, you drank it already? Damn, man. Well, come on, let's take. I don't want to get you too fucked up. You got a show coming up.
You got a show tonight?
Yeah, man.
Where you at?
Helium.
Yep, Helium.
Fill us in. Hang on, let me go get us some sodas or something.
Helium holding it down, man. Brad Williams, man, featuring Pat House.
You want a beer?
You want a beer?
No, man, I'll be back and forth to the restroom, man. Beer just go right through me,
Yeah,
especially that
me too.
PBR. Yeah, man.
Boy, PBR is synonymous with stand-up comedy. What the fuck is that?
PBR, I got
No, what's that? Just water or moonshine?
That's shine.
Oh, okay, yeah. I can't have my boy too fucked up before he go.
That's a
He a
shot.
professional. Hey, he's elevating like. And first of all, let's pay homage to Marquis. Man, can we give a round of applause for my boy
Homage.
Marquis? Man? Homage.
I'm still alive.
No, we got to give you flowers, man, because this is the thing about Marquis, man.
Talk about it, man. Talk
Yeah,
about me.
yeah, let's talk about you, man.
Talk
because
about me,
He's
man.
he's one of my best friends in real life.
I'm
First
one
and
of his
foremost,
best friends in real
in
life.
real life. I talk a lot, and
He even talk about me
yeah,
for me.
yeah. And
Thank you.
the thing about it is, you know what I love about him is
Tell him what you love about me.
he set me for where I was and where I was at. He saw me at some really fucked up times.
Yes.
Remember how fucked up I used to be?
Yes.
But guess what? Now I didn't know he would judge me, but he didn't feel like he would judge me. but beyond that though is this. He went in the trenches when it come to comedy. I remember it was a time when he would show up around some of the veteran comedians, at least in the predominantly black side, and they hated to see him come because he sucked that bad. Now you can't imagine hearing him ever sucking that bad, could you?
No, I know how it is because I watched John Maddy go from sucking that bad to what he is today.
Yeah.
It was like inspirational. It's like,
Man.
how the fuck?
But I'm talking about this motherfucker. You show up and people go,
Waste of 5 minutes.
like I'm talking about. Soon as he walked in the room, soon as he walked in the room, no, I know it's uncomfortable, but soon as he walked in the room,
No, I take it. I like hearing
soon as he
this.
walked in the
love hearing this.
No, soon as he walked in the room, people hated to see him
Man,
because you knew
you going up tonight? Oh God.
shit. And
All
then
right, man. Don't suck.
but now it's a 180 now,
Yeah.
but
See, I never seen any of that.
Exactly.
You didn't see that.
You were hosting the back door, and you was just on it. I was like, oh, this guy must be
Man,
the
you know how
regular
much time
guy.
it took? You know how much bombing, how much inconsistency,
Developing confidence.
the confidence.
And what the thing about my boy is, he never had no real besides COVID shit. Now you want to take a toast to? Take a toast to great futures. Great futures.
Oh yeah, I'll take a shot with you.
Okay.
I gotta be so.
It's got a little
All
drop.
right, we can take a real toast in. The great futures and cooperate with our purpose. So, but this is the thing. He's an awesome man and a human being first and foremost. No one's perfect. He's probably more of an asshole than I am behind the scenes. To be honest, truth be told, he just learned the game better. Just learned to shut the fuck up. Where I be like saying what's on my mind. But this guy has came such a long way. And I'm proud of him. I watch him perform everywhere, treat every performance as if it was important, whether it's a hole in the wall, shitty place, comedy clubs. He's somebody that you can count on as a human being first and foremost, which is important, but also as a comedian.
As a comedian, I've learned that there's a handful, and it can get tense, whatever. In the black community, there are comedians that are only talking about stuff that the black community understands.
Yes.
You guys are both very universal. You can go to either crowd. It could be in O'Fallon, Missouri.
Thanks to him
at
and
Backdoor.
HD.
Yeah, HD.
When you left me an HD, when you left me
Like
with
a
him,
band
when you left me and you abandoned me,
he had you out there.
he had me in Centralia. He had me in Peebly, Missouri.
Yeah.
He had me in Alton. Is it Alton, Missouri? Alton, Illinois.
Yeah.
But I gotta say what you said. I know you said it get
Universal
tense,
is a big
but
thing.
no. But guess what? I remember being in a comedy festival in Lawrence, and these motherfuckers talking about Green Day. I don't know what the people who listen Green Day, the group band.
Yeah.
That didn't mean shit to me. So that can go either way. Mm-hmm. That's why I like when motherfuckers come in, like the predominantly white side may come in there and they'll say some shit. So what I'm saying is, ultimately, we're all catering to the audience that we perform in front of predominantly.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's just like, that's just what it is. And what they do is they minimize the voice of black people. I know that's not your intention, but they minimize the voice of black people because they can relate. Now, what happens is individuals like myself who went to 13 different schools throughout the area and then worked in social services, that had helped me be a little bit more
Being
well-rounded.
grown up
But
around
that actually
everybody.
doesn't make me a better comedian or person. Just like Chris Rock said, Mike Epps is a better comedian than him. He just has better jokes.
The joke writing is
yeah. So the thing about it is, I have to advocate on our behalf with that because that's another reason. Now, my shows in Kansas City, I ain't gonna lie, they were way more diverse. For my comedians, I had gay, Asian, trans, Hispanic. My audience, it was predominantly out of a LGBTQ feminine friendly venue. It's called the Uptown Arts Bar. Shout out to Jeanette Powers. Because the black side, the urban side, they said my ideas are weird. The mainstream, which is just white male and female, they said that's not how we do things. But this white woman named Jeanette Powers, who used to walk around with fishnet stockings on, a see-through sweater, walking her dog in a fucking bar, and we had my favorite. I don't remember her name, but it was it was a man who identified as a woman there as a bartender. But these people just rocked with me, and they accepted me for who I was and where I was at. Yeah. But I say that to say this is people are just people. So when you hear black people talk about, they just talking about what they know. Yeah. It doesn't make them a lesser value. Now, once I
understand. I noticed this just a couple weeks ago, and it was either the Ophir or Word Up. Someone had cracked a joke about the 5 heartbeats. And I think it was Word Up. A guy came in there, and the table that I had, there was Gary Becker, Jake Pelleg, Lauren Peterson. Great joke that the dude cracked. They didn't understand it at all, and they didn't. Because
it's not part, but it's okay. But that's the thing. It's fine. That's okay.
They're missing out on so much.
I know.
I always say
and so they'll look whack like that comedian who cracked that joke because they don't know the reference.
Yeah.
They will look like. What? They're like, what the fuck? Is that? But it's not that comedian's not funny. It's just that's not your audience right now. Yeah. And the more like when I start traveling the country, I didn't start traveling until I was like 30. And most of it was me sleeping in my car.
And how old are you now?
37.
37, yeah, because y'all both look like you're 20. And we all know black don't crack. Let's be honest. My dad's almost 70, but you look young and he still looks fucking 30.
But you look young as shit, too.
Right.
Yeah. So the thing about it is like this. Everybody going to appeal to people differently. Yeah. And that's okay. Now, when you white, since you consider the majority, it's not as difficult for you to find a larger crowd. Mm-hmm. But then what you happen is, within that culture is other cultures. So you may appeal more to people who are not, I don't want to make assumptions, but, cannabis, plant medicine based people, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You could find your niche within that community, but you have a big. It's the hardest
one for me to find.
But you have
tomorrow. I'm so polished with my, I think that's a low hanging fruit for a dread-headed white guy to come up there and just be like, pot jokes. I'm sure I could do some great pot jokes.
No. It's not about doing pot jokes. It's about rocking with those who understand who you are.
Yeah. I've got to say, I can.
That's what I'm saying. You ain't got to crack pot jokes. It's just like when you do certain things within your plant-based medicine treatments that you experience certain things that only those who do those things can relate. Like when I posted
with the low-hanging fruit thing, that's what you still knew.
No.
That you still knew.
I'm very
and that's also
that's building a rhythm. That's building performance. That's making that performance anxiety of, oh shit, do I have anything they're gonna find funny? No, work what's within your realm right now. You still growing. You still getting knowledge. You still going through.
Do you crack jokes about the fact that you look like a piehead because you're a white guy?
Yes, he does. I watched you. I watched you. And I think it was last week?
It was I did. You weren't at the back door this Thursday, were you?
But I thought I saw you at Word Up. Was that last week?
Yeah.
And I watched your rhythm. And I was like, oh, okay. Because I've seen your name on a lot of lineups, but I always miss you. I'm like, God damn, I missed him.
And what's so crazy? I knew you via Facebook, but not in person.
Yeah.
So that's why when sometimes you may, like I remember at Funny Bone, I was like, where the fuck do I know him from? But you got to understand, we meet so many people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's why I reach out to the ones, because I watch a lot of the shows. I watch a lot of the comedians.
But back to the low-hanging fruit thing, man. Just work what you know right now.
Oh, I definitely do. I lean into
if you really like doing this shit, man, you'll grow.
Yeah.
You will grow. You're going to challenge yourself. You're going to challenge you. You're going to get sick of saying the same shit. When you find a good, strong 4-5 minutes, you're going to get sick of saying the same shit. And then you're going to say, let me challenge myself a little bit. Let me add this.
I'm sick of saying, I saw my clothes, blah, blah, blah. I'm sick of that shit.
Man.
No, that's a big rule I got. I watched this video with Ralphie May was doing a comedy store.
That's a good dude to watch, man.
Yeah,
he breaks some shit down for you.
And he did. And he was like, you've got, for one, me and Ronaldo talked about this. Going to an open mic and not trying something new, you can do a couple of regular jokes.
Yeah.
But not trying something new is a waste of that open mic. Somebody else could have been trying something new in that time and that stage present. But if you're just going to regurgitate the exact same thing you did last week, like somebody else has got something that they want to be working on, and like.
But you know, a lot of times,
70 people signing up.
A lot of times, people don't want to risk looking bad.
They don't want to bomb.
Yeah, I've gotten used to that, luckily, and I see a lot of other people that it takes a while. My biggest thing right now is just writing and getting it, perfecting my writing as a joke. Because I started out, I've changed so much. I started out as a storyteller, wanting to be a storyteller, and then I was like, yeah, I really like one-liners. But I still write as a storyteller.
Yeah.
Like biggest influence in my life as far as a comedian, which a lot of people don't look at him as a comedian anymore for some reason, was Jamie Foxx. Like he was always one of my favorites, and it's like he's a triple threat as far as acting, singing, fucking producing.
One of the best overall entertainers.
Yeah, just
overall.
Insane. But
he's one of the people I feel like can come back and be good.
He can do whatever the fuck he wanted.
I would love to see it. That's what I've been asking. I was like, why aren't
he
these guys doing? Why isn't Eddie Murphy got one out? Why isn't Martin's got one out?
Well, no, Martin came out with something recently. But
yeah, that's about 2 years old.
Martin stuff. It's just
Chris
Martin. It's
Tucker
just
did
Martin.
it
No, Martin just is Martin. I mean, it's just Martin.
Yeah.
But like even Eddie. Now this is me on the outside looking in. I don't know these guys. I think I'm like, shut the fuck up, because I'm still a fan.
Yeah.
Of comedy. So
You
I'm speaking as a fan.
Yes.
So I'm speaking as a fan. That let's get a disclaimer. Is that I don't know if I really want to hear from him no more.
No.
But Jamie, he just makes everything fucking funny.
Jamie's just
He entertains you.
he's overall just an entertainer, bro.
And that's what it is. Like, you know, and then you know when Rock and Chappelle, normally they show when it's time to speak. Normally.
Oh, they been through some shit.
Yeah.
They got a story to tell.
But like with Eddie and them, I mean, I wasn't alive to be aware of that. I get it. It's gonna sound bad. I promise everybody, like, how you a fuck comedian? Yeah. But I wasn't watching Raw and Delirious. By the time I became aware of comedy, that's like when people like, as a young motherfucker, like, you don't know, fucking Tupac. That's wasn't their era. Like Drake said, I didn't cry when Pac died, but I will when Jay-Z does. Yeah. So by the time I became aware, because the guys I saw was Kyle Grooms, I saw Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, because I felt like I identified them as a black man.
Just think that's something Dave Chappelle now. See, you guys have watched Dave Chappelle since Def Comedy Jam, Dave, like.
But yeah, before then.
Yeah, and he is
Patrice O'Neal,
a legend now. Yeah. Patrice is hitting that legendary status.
But back
now.
to
he's starting to get recognized.
Yeah.
In the
his
scene.
death.
And he been gone what 5-6 years?
Yeah.
And
I was a fan of his.
But back to the Eddie thing. The Eddie, it just ain't his time no more. He don't need to.
But
I love to see him in movies though.
He was 19 when he perfected that delirious fucking set. Can you imagine being that funny? And
I never went. You know what? Maybe I need to go back and watch it.
I've watched.
He didn't. See,
back to what you said.
He was in
back to what you said. We didn't grow up watching him because we were still little babies.
Yeah.
So we didn't.
I saw him in movies though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So when I started watching him, when I first tried to do comedy, when I was a teenager, I started watching Delirious, all the old stuff, Raw. And I started watching and I started paying attention to it. Then that's when I was like, oh. But then you realize now he don't really fit as far as stand-up because he's already been overly successful.
Yeah.
He doesn't have much to say. Unless...
That's probably what I'm trying to say. Like, what can you really talk about?
He doesn't have much to talk about or say. Now, unless he want to talk about the drag queen incident, and then you want to talk about being canceled, but Kevin already touched on it, but he can give his version of being canceled for a special Raw, saying, I think it was Raw, or was it Delirious? Where he was talking about
now, these are good ideas.
What he's talking about.
These are things he would have, talking about being divorced, talking about having a child at old age. Then those are topics he would have to talk about.
Marrying a white
I get
woman.
it because if you look at it,
had
as
beautiful
Martin,
daughters, having beautiful daughters that the industry want to fuck. Because I definitely want one of them.
I don't know his daughter, but I know his ex.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
though.
Yeah.
She been through the industry, so he could talk about all these different jobs. Then you be like, I want to sit and watch 80 Smash.
Yeah, if he's willing to open up like that, it's kind of like
it's like Martin Lawrence did with Run Tell That.
But when you watch his earlier stuff, when he was still young, when he was hot, when he was a rock star, you didn't see that.
And the thing about it with the thing about like with Kevin is one, I admire his hustle, And it's not that he's not funny no more. It just he had the foot on people's necks for so long,
bro.
and then we just don't get a break from him.
Kevin Hart.
Yeah, he outgrew his
he's
core audience.
oversaturated himself.
And but it happens. You got
too
yeah.
much. He didn't take a. He maybe build a. He was doing a special every year.
But Carlin was different.
That's two different. I feel that's like he does a lot of political, cultural stuff. Kevin Hart does a lot of his personal life stuff.
And then we already see him all the time.
Yeah,
so it's no, you don't get a chance to miss him and his mystery.
You don't get a break from him.
Like with Rock.
I guess that breaks down into the subgroups of categories.
Yeah.
Styles,
Like political comedians are always going to kind of
our current events type.
Because Kevin would be considered a mainstream comic. You see it on commercials.
Yeah,
you see him in movies.
I mean, he's probably
non-stop movies.
But see,
animations.
I see you more as that you had the potential to be considered mainstream, but you're a comedy purist at heart.
Mm-hmm.
But the charisma and the likability,
Mm-hmm.
I am okay with the underground independent vibe.
See, that's why I said I think I see you as more of a Patrice O'Neal type.
Yeah, I just like to learn business now because it allows me to control more of the narrative and cutting out the middleman.
He would probably be close to Patrice O'Neal, but I would think when I watch you, I would see you close to Patrice O'Neal, but right there at Richard Pryor. Because he talks about what he been through, group homes, not knowing about his, whether he's gay or straight, growing up in these different environments.
I just started learning to do punchlines because white people used to make a mockery like, "Where the fuck is your jokes?" So I just wanted to show them. That's why I always
there was
Jason a bad motherfucker when he really wants to be a bad motherfucker, and then when you let him headline,
you did one night that you just fucking blew the doors off the place at Mary Jane when Mary Jane was doing.
What did he say? What did he say? Give me what he said.
It was when I first reached out to you. I was like, dude, great fucking set. Why don't you come on the podcast? I'd love to have you on. But I can't sit there and tell you what he said some shit. You like murdered it. Yeah, he just murdered it. I was like, oh, this motherfucker has got something.
And he like with him, it's not. That's how he feel.
Yeah,
the artistry of this man. The artistry in this motherfucking man. And I'll be sitting there like, he makes me step my game up as a comedian. I'm like, okay. I learned from him without actually learning how to say it. But what I learned from Jason Nelson. This is what I learned. The shit you are uncomfortable with is the funniest shit. Yeah. That simple. The shit to you like, I shouldn't say that in a microphone in a room full of people.
You know what helping me to develop the confidence was simply venturing my comfort zone. Like, it wasn't until I started going to Chicago I started getting love, right? Mm-hmm. And they the ones who taught me how to see myself in a different light. And then I was going to New York and I'm making them laugh. Now, I'm bound in D.C. and Philly. I'm going to be real. But I'm going to New York and I'm making them laugh multiple times. I'm going down to Atlanta. I was like 64. I'm in L.A. and I'm killing it. I'm going all over this country. And I'm making people laugh. I only go through shit here.
Sometimes it's like that with comedy.
But I'm not upset with it no more. I went through those stages.
How much time did you go when you decided? Like, how much solid, solid set? What was your, how much time did you have to go out there? And, or did you have a full 30?
When I was going there, I was hitting up mics, or sometimes it was showcases. So it varies. But to be honest, I write a lot. I mean, I improvise a lot too, but I write a lot. So it just depends on the situation. So every environment has a different vibe. Like when I'm at Black Pack Open Mic, I'm really social working the situation while I'm there because I'm trying to control the energy and vibe while boom, 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 touching on certain things.
You got a ladybug on your arm. Your left hand. Turn your left hand.
Ladybug. Yeah.
What's that time of the year when they start dropping?
I get these
ladybugs. That say that mean good luck, bro.
I need it. I want it.
That say that mean good luck, bro.
But I've done where we did like 45, 50 minutes to an hour. But the thing about it is I've evolved. So like, when I do alternative rooms, I can get away with 45 minutes an hour because in alternative rooms, it really no pressure to be great. Mm-hmm. That's why people don't like alternative comedians. Because if they bomb, it don't fucking matter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
Well, and an alternative comedian, what is that to you as far as...
What do you think about the Patton Oswalt, Ben Stiller, Zach Galifianakis?
I would say even, you mentioned them earlier.
When those guys bomb, It's brutal, but you got to have a special crowd for those guys.
Because
Patton Oswalt was here when I first started. It was like 6 months in. He showed up at the Crack Foxx or some fucking.
But what I was saying is like the stigma attached to it. Like the urban crowd, they always go. I remember one time I was getting booked out of town. They're like, "You're not like the rest of black comedians. You're not humping the stool." I'm like, bitch, that's not a compliment. And second of all, I'm not going to accept that compliment in exchange for downing my peers. You know what I'm saying? That's why when you said what you said, I knew you didn't mean from a malicious place, but I had to say, hey, just like you was talking about the 5 Heartbeats reference, to those who know it, it's funny. To those who don't, it's not.
Yeah, people, the crowds it needs to be more traversed just in the crowds. Because for one, the 5 Heartbeats was probably one of my favorite movies as a kid growing up. I fell asleep to shit all the time.
Really?
Oh yeah.
You watch it came on BT all the motherfucking time.
Yeah.
Honestly, I only seen 5 Heartbeats maybe 3 times.
No, that, and I think one of the
some
the
fucked
other
up-
one was The Last Dragon. Those 2 movies
Oh,
were
man, I
just
watched that.
childhood
You know what's so crazy, though?
movies where they
Last
were just
Dragon-
like,
You know what movie I used to love? I used to love movies like, well, in recent times, Silver Lining Playbook.
I never watched that movie.
See, I love shit like that.
Which one is it?
It's called Silver. Wait, what's Bradley Cooper?
Bradley
I
Cooper.
know
But
him. He
going
did
back
that
in the,
Limitless shit.
but going back in the day, I used to love. Got bad reviews. What Dreams May Become with Robin Williams, where him and his wife at the time were jumping like in paintings and Clockwork Orange.
Clockwork Orange is crazy because that's
That's
based
a
off of
wild
that
movie.
MK. That's a lot of people say sometimes this podcast turns into conspiracy theories, but I'm not into conspiracy theories like QAnon and all that. I like that Clockwork Orange was all about that MK Ultra project that the CIA
I was watching that shit.
doing. Was dosing people without knowing with a bunch of like LSD, acid and shit, and trying to control their minds.
But guess what? I was watching those movies and reading books like.
I watched that movie
Since I was a
growing
kid.
up by accident. That movie.
I think it's something we referenced in cinematography class too.
I saw titties and I just sat down and kept watching it late at night.
I'm gonna be
like
real
9
with
years
you,
old.
and this is not. I'm gonna be real with you.
It's a hard one to understand.
It's not impossible.
I just want to see more titties.
If I was white, I'd be considered fucking genius and innovative. And that's just it.
Yeah.
And I'm not upset with being black. I love being black.
Yeah.
But and then the community I'm from, they may not have the resources or the information, but even if they do, they're scared to stand next to me and be in alignment with me because I'm considered that weird ass nigga. But crazy part is, I'm like, a lot of black people didn't like Chappelle and Chris Rock at first. They thought it was boring, but they actually
Hannibal Buress
was advocating on behalf of black people. No, that's a different category. No, we're talking about style.
Oh, okay.
Rock and Chappelle actually advocated on behalf of more black people than the popular black people.
Rock was more considered urban comedy before he went mainstream, bro.
No,
Listen to his
not the
early
black
stuff.
people.
Listen to
They
his
thought
early
he was
stuff.
born. He sounded white, bro.
Listen to his early stuff though. The
Cause he
roasting-
lived in the hood, but he went to school with white people.
Yeah, but the roasting and then educating in between.
Same with Dave Chappelle though. He was going down to a lot. He was out there in DC performing a lot, and DC's main demographic is what's in DC.
Chocolate City.
a lot of black people.
A lot of black people, but you also once you get to that club level, to where he was, because he's been doing since he was 14.
Yeah.
He was going to the clubs. There's a lot. The main demographic of DC, Washington D.C., is lobbyists for one. There's like 3 or 4 lobbyists per politician, as far as congressman or senate. They literally, our corporations have.
This motherfucker really know about this shit, cause
Yeah, so
I only know about it because I date somebody that's basically works for it.
But the reason I
get
say this
into
because
what
you
you're
in-
doing
like, you-
actually is and what you're doing with an LLC. I really admit, I really. It's something I respect a lot because it's something I've always wanted to do, is start my own company. I've thought about being a contractor because I build houses, but comedy is where I really want to do it. And
now the thing about it is I have it, and
demographic is what you got to pay.
I got
attention
exposed to that perspective. Like I said, my brother, I ain't gonna backtrack on that stuff, but moving forward, after I was gonna go through LegalZoom, and my brother, DJ Epic said, no, you could just go to Secretary of State site. It's like $60. I'm like, really? So once I paid for it, printed out, got my EIN, I went to this black-owned bank in Kansas City, and this man told me that, I said, what do I do? Do I give you some money to open a business account? He pointed me to UMKC, and they have entrepreneur, small business type of program. And they have some of the services that are free, and then some that were, just a minimum price. And I just dedicate my whole life to this. But I will tell you this. I try to reach out to Ben Fluke. That's the most, we call him Jupac.
Tupac.
Shout out Ben Fluke. And he got his own world. But I'm pretty sure I'm not utilizing and capitalizing off these things as good as I can. So yeah, my community, I'm that nigga, right? Because I'm just doing what they not. Not everybody doing what everybody getting the LLC though. Well, yeah, Jason Nuss is a trailblazer. But the thing about it is, and I'm talking to you, and I'm asking you to help me, and you don't have to, but to think how you're telling me to think. So therefore, I can, because I really am looking to build my. When I think of myself, I think I'm the equivalent, not to sound Kanye West-ish, but when I think of Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg, and I'm really just trying to create multiple employment opportunities for people, but as like, I don't know always what to do. I have a vision. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
there's a lot of it's a
like when Kanye said how sway, he was like, and now he grossed $1 billion once he found out, right? But we thought like he was being disrespectful, bipolar, manicky. But that was a legitimate question. How? Like the reason I don't give a fuck about the comedy clubs, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna say they shouldn't book me, but they shouldn't. You know why? Because the people gonna see me, I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna kill it. It's no question. I'm going to kill it. I'm gonna fuck how much time you give me. I'm gonna fucking kill. I know my shit, right? I'm gonna kill it. And what's gonna happen is I'm gonna get off stage. They're gonna tell me I'm funny. I'm gonna shake hands with people, and I'm gonna ask them to follow me on social media. You know what's gonna happen? Then they're gonna come to my event, and I don't need you. I get it. 100%. I get it 100%. But I accept it now. But I do numbers everywhere. It's not gonna say it's always like that. I'm challenging myself. Now I'm doing 7 or 8 events in a fucking 4 week span.
No, I get
I'm
it.
challenging myself. But what I'm saying is this. I do need to learn more legal terminology and advantages, but nobody around me know them.
Well, do you
So-
have any question? You're gonna just when it comes to
I'm
that,
saying-
I'll do the best I can and always point you in a direction of the
That's fine, too.
where the information's at. I won't ever tell you what to do financially with your money. Just
No,
because
it's
I'm
my
not-
choice, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
open
yeah.
to suggestions and
As
perspective.
far as an
Because you know what I
investment-
do is, I take what I learned and I go back and teach it to other people.
Yeah, and that's a big thing. My very first YouTube video was YouTube channel was me trying to crack the stock market in a way. The easiest way to guaranteed, because the market in the Wall Street, just we've all learned now just after
my
this
last one.
this whole GameStop situation that would happen.
Yeah. I
It
heard
proved right there that there is a way, there is a system.
Yeah,
Yeah, as much as you want.
well, I want to make sure because my friend, he's looking out for me because I did recover from alcohol abuse, and I mean I turned up a little bit in my own way, but it's like he's not going to go out his way to like embarrass me and nothing like that. But I want him to know we're gonna get home safe and we're gonna cool. But that's also something I'm practicing because I didn't really like alcohol when I was younger, but
I couldn't stand that shit.
but the thing about it is, it became a part of me. For what is it I say? I ain't gonna say my ex fucked somebody else, but some shit happened involving alcohol, and so I started drinking more. In my perspective, as a way for me and her to kind of bond, and then it became something I just started doing too much of.
You know, that's
I'm not blaming her.
No.
I'm just saying what influence.
my best friend. It ended because she got drunk and slept with one of his friends, and they called him. But their relationship was built off of getting sloppy drunk, fighting, and fucking. That was like their everyday routine, and it was just like y'all are toxic together.
Even when we do podcasts, I like talking about these type of things. You know, I like people to see us.
Relatable, because everyone does. You know, there's alcoholism for one. I think 90% of people aren't admitting to the fact that they have an alcoholism, or because it's such a legal thing, just like pills.
Yeah.
Hey, you know how many meth heads are out there? You go to a Wash U campus right now, and there is tons of meth heads.
You know, at Dollar General, I used to work there way back in the day. You used to have to show your ID. You could only get so many Sudafeds.
Oh yeah. But today it's like they just go and get a prescription for Adderall that they can get for $20-something bucks. And Adderall is literally one tiny, if you look at it on a chemical compound, the molecule form of it.
Yes.
It's just one little, that's all it is. It's just, and you can't
Why
even
the
tell the
fuck are
difference.
you not talking about this on stage? You ain't found a way to bring it out naturally.
He ain't found his niche yet.
that's
Bro,
a-
no, look.
It's gonna
All the
come.
shit you talking about, of course, you're going to bomb. You're going to find a way. But your brain is awesome, bro.
Yeah, it's just, I feel sometimes Have you ever been at a crowd and your jokes are you feel like they're going over people's heads?
Don't minimize it. Fuck it.
Like
You know, I used to. You know what I used to do?
Gonna take some time.
Can I tell you what I used to do? I used to what they call step on your punchlines. You know, when you're not getting a response, you just keep going, and then I just learned to pause. I know I have an awkward ass unorthodox flow and delivery time. I know that. Like, I'm okay with that. People just buy into me. If you rock with Jason Nelson, good or bad, I trained people to accept me on my worstest shit. People are cheering for my success. I got haters too. I got haters in the form of that looks to be appearing to identify as friends. But I'm considering.
Oh, I know. I can tell you right now, just from your post on Facebook in the comedy world, there are a handful of comedians that are like, he ain't fucking hit me up for fucking to do a spot. There are people that are like that, and we are all human.
Yeah, human.
We don't tell me there's never been a show you'd be like, man, how the fuck didn't I get hit up for that?
But what I'm telling you is what I'm hearing from you. What I'm hearing from you, and this is my challenge for you. We need to hear this shit you talking now on fucking stage.
Oh, I mean, I'm all about it. I tried. If you watch every set, you'll see me always try on open mic. You'll see me always try something new.
Now, no, not just new. And now sometimes I don't be because I be in my own world. Because especially if I do great, then I'm working the role. I just gotta be honest.
I get yeah.
But that's because it's business at that point. But it's not out of disrespect. It just we got something going on. I gotta find ways to make sure me and my friends are eating.
Right.
So with that being said, is this. We need to hear about these compounds and Adderall and meth and, bro, you fucking genius, bro.
I'm just
regurgitating
information.
Yeah. But guess what?
Dr. Carl Hart, which is
that's all we do. You know what we're doing? We're taking in what we've learned and we spitting out. Yep. I'm telling you, I maximize where I'm at right now. I want to grow. I'm still willing to be challenged. I'm not operating so much out of ego where I don't want to learn more. So like now, I'm liking you more as a person because I'm getting to know who you truly are. Before then, I just thought you was a motherfucker I saw up on mic. That means from now on, when I see you, we have a rapport.
And that's what this whole thing is for. Because I've reached out to people that I want to.
But I think your mind is awesome.
Well, that's argued.
You know what? You know what? We all like that because when people compliment me, I downplay it. Yeah. And I'm learning not to do it.
It's a hard thing not to do, especially as a performer that's, modest about their,
But your mind is awesome. I can see why your wife wanted to be with you. No, because no homo. You're attractive man. I'm pretty sure the beer helps. You know what I'm saying? But you're very intelligent. And guess what? Because you've been through shit.
You got some shit to say, man.
And that's why you can rock with it. People can rock with you because you real as fuck about who you are and where you're from. Yeah, and what happens is we all want some form of admiration of sorts. But I'm going to say this. Enjoy the simplicity of the journey. If you need any advice for comedy, the family thing, because especially when you got wives who love us and support us, and the shit looks fucking retarded. It does. But when they love you, they just love you. Right. Which I'm 0-2 for marriages right now. But the thing about it is,
I'm still on the first
one. And you're going to continue to be.
Oh, yeah.
We're not even going to speak that negativity shit. Right. But the thing about it, you're going to go through your challenges and things of that nature. I fucked a lot of bitches in my lifetime. I'm going to be real with you. I've only married 2. And some people are like, why'd you marry that bitch? Oh, the bitch you fucked was great. But anyway, it was like the first one I met on social media, I didn't really know her. And I actually chose her over a woman who really was rocking with me for who I was. But she like, I don't want to have sex before marriage. I'm like, I respect that because I was abstaining at first. But the bitch was willing to suck my dick. I'm like, she got her knees. I'm about to get on my knees and pause this bitch. And I was young, though. I was young. The second one is the one I thought I'd get away. The one I thought when we were kids and shit. And he'll tell you, I loved her. I loved her so fucking much. But maybe that was my karma for how I used to be when I was angry and hurt. But they both said they got with me because I was ambitious and they knew I wanted sort of life. The reason they both left me, guess what? Just take a guess.
You lost your ambition?
Nope. I was considered a broke ass nigga.
See,
You know what it is? It takes time.
that's why I married the woman I was with, because I was living at home on my mom's couch, just got out of jail, still going through court cases and
Yeah.
shit. And she's from Chesterfield, and I was like, there's no way. Like, we was a one night stand, met at a bar. We like broed out kind of in a way on the couch at an after party to punk rock music, and ended up hooking up. She was trying to brush out my dreads. She hated my hair and everything when we first met. And then she kept coming around. I kept taking her to Mexican restaurants. You know, white women and tacos. It's like they just,
Everybody love tacos, motherfucker.
Right,
Yeah,
black
but
women love them too.
yeah, but there's something about going to a fucking
Black
Mexican
women
restaurant
love
right here in
tacos.
Arnold, and you're just gonna see Starbucks cups and fucking
understand.
these the Kate
Women
Kate
love to
Spade
eat, period. Women
Yeah,
love
I learned
to
this the hard way that women love to eat.
Oh, and if they're hungry, God damn,
Oh my
that's
God, they
what-
get so fucking
Oh
angry if
my
you don't
God.
feed them.
It's
Bruh.
scary.
And
It's
something that's
scary.
gotta be
I just
looked
learned
into
Bro.
scientific.
Yes.
Or something like there's brain.
because you know what it
They
is.
become
I
violent.
don't eat unless I feel like I earned it.
Okay, that's
Which
it.
as I'm getting older, I'm realizing I gotta eat.
Yeah.
But
That's something because I used to be a one big meal kind of guy a day.
well,
and-
I was accustomed to being poor without eating, right? But I like food was a reward for me, so I can let me take care of business first. And if a woman want to rock with me, you're rock. Cause he'll tell you, not because he's a woman, but when I'm zoned in on whatever fuck I'm zoned in on,
I'm like that too.
I don't give a fuck about shit. Like even when we on the road, if the gas station is not on the side for me to either turn it out, I'm gonna keep fucking going. I am not going on my way.
I was just complaining to my old lady about this shit the other day. I was like, why the fuck isn't there no gas station right off the highway in this area? I was like, I gotta go 3 miles.
You gotta have
into
fucking
town
gas.
to
Hey,
go-
you gotta have fucking gas. You live over here, bro. You know what I'm saying? But the thing
You
about
see that little car, right?
Yeah.
I take that little car.
But look, how about this? I'm gonna challenge you right now. Now, I know you're a grown ass man. You could tell you do what the fuck you want to. You know what? Can I get one more little shot? Just a little. No, just a little. Promise a little. So this is the thing. I'm gonna challenge you on this. If you want to, it could just be a podcast, a one-time thing. But if you are who you say you are, and your heart is where you're at, then it's okay. On the way, I'm gonna stop at McDonald's to bounce out the food. You know, he say, "Stay away from McDonald's." It's fucking in my stomach.
See, we're supposed to keep getting.
I know this. Is like, I promise. The word.
Get you want to eat that bad shit.
No, it's
Absorb
actually
it.
it's actually to balance it out. But this is the challenge to you. If you're okay with it, it's 2 things. I want to hear. I'm gonna make an effort next time I see you to sit in the audience.
All right.
That's my challenge. So you call me out on that shit. Call me out on that shit, right? I also would like you to challenge me to think more about my perspective on business. Is that
I'll do
okay?
that. Yeah. Yeah.
Now so hey, got your full grip. Your hand's a little bit rougher than mine, but and then the third thing is we should do an outdoor event in this area.
Dude, I've wanted to build a stage in my backyard for a while.
No, hear me.
but-
Beyond that, no. The people here. Now this is capitalism. It's not about the money though.
It's always about the money in the end to feed. You gotta eat. You gotta have money to put food on the table.
Well, I'm learning that, but what it is, I'm a creative. The secret to my success was multiple secrets. Besides treating people the way I want to be treated, doing things that make me happy. You ever heard that book, Blue Ocean Strategies?
No, I don't.
Now, this is the influence
That's
between
actually a good
alternative
one. I like one.
and the purple cow. Yeah, jot that down. Now, look, don't exploit me because I'm black, jotting out ideas that I won't be able to capitalize off of. But
You
look,
said it was a blue.
Ocean Strategies. So, and I know because you got to get his rest before the show, get his own.
Oh yeah, no.
But the thing about it is this. The movie Field of Dreams, if you build it, they will come.
Mm-hmm.
All this fucking land over here, motherfucker, you can do a movie night outdoors. You could do anything. No, just hear me out.
I see you guys.
Hear me out. People over here don't want to drive. Like, you could leave. There keep people over here. People who live here are not poor. So, the people over here, they can leave their kids in the house, come to a situation, you can build a stage or whatever, and for one night, maybe once a month, they can have a good time. All I'm asking for from you, you can do what the fuck you want afterwards. And I promise you, it's nobody who does better business than Jason fucking Nelson right now on this small minimal level. I don't give a fuck who they are. Shout out to Chris Sear, JC Sabala, everybody.
Yeah.
Nobody does better business than Jason Nelson.
You're putting on more than
No.
anybody else.
I do.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Let me talk my shit. You right. I do. Everybody know it.
314 day, y'all.
But guess what? Yeah.
Sunday.
But no, beyond that. But look.
Yeah, that's right there, right?
No, that ain't my event.
That's not yours, the 314 day?
Mine's got drugs.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Mine's got plant medicine.
Yeah. That's right. I'm
in the hood. No. I'm in the hood.
The weed show too that I've seen. That
Well, I'm hired. You know what? I'm not even a weed smoker.
I know. I've read it. I've looked into you.
I believe you, but no. My challenge to you is, let's partner, at least on one event. And basically, once you learn whatever it is I do, you could do what the fuck you want to. Let Focus on Funny LLC come out in this fucking field, partner with you in an event, and give these people in this neighborhood a great fucking time.
Oh, we can put that on. Like,
Now, worst case scenario. Now, this is the worst case scenario. If I get lit that night, because sometimes I get lit, it's just to push drinks, because there's so many ways to earn $1. People just want to have a good time, or I just may need to. I snore. If I fall asleep on my back, I snore.
I got spare bedrooms for people.
Okay.
I got this down here.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. The worst case scenario is if I get too fucked up, you know what's gonna happen? I just need a few hours of sleep.
You know that watchtower, that into the basement, that little tower down there? Yeah. There's
Brad,
a room
Brad,
up there with a hammock in it
Brad,
too, if you're into that.
Brad,
Oh, wow.
Brad, I'm calling you out on your public platform. Lit, Focus on the Funny LLC partner, and I don't know what people pockets is, but I'll take care of whatever expenses. But people like working with me. They may not think I'm funny. I'm not known for doing bad business. Let us partner with you, and then everybody's gonna do it afterwards. But
what if I send you some? I've got a place that I think is set up for.
Yeah,
you.
I want to come out here too.
No, out here, but it's not exactly out here, but it's this place called, it's a Cares Mill, Manchester area. I mean, big money, $1 million. I'm talking. This is where all the St. Louis big money lives. I mean, $1 million mansions.
We do that too.
There's a venue.
Brad,
I worked there, and I got access to a stage.
Brad. We'll do that too. Let's do something in the middle of the fucking field.
You want to do something out here?
No. Look, my nigga. Look, this will be dope as fuck. We're all about innovation. We're about trailblazing. We're about setting a tone over here, Focus on Funny, because that's what we do. What do we do at Focus on Funny? It's in the name. What do we do?
Focus on the funny.
We give you a lot of bang for your buck.
We can put a show on, bro.
What I'm saying is,
we can link up.
All this, I don't know how the sound, but we'll find a way, and I promise you, let's do some shit else. Let's find a way to do some shit. I seen all this fucking land, and everybody, they don't need to go out of town. They don't need to do this shit. What Kevin Costner say, Field of Dreams, if you build it, they will come. Now, you won't have to rock with me afterwards.
No, we start something. It's.
Well, I'm a loyal individual.
Yes,
I'm loyal.
Exactly. Loyalty is.
But guess what? And loyalty means we may not always see eye to eye. You may have to pull me to the side. Hey, bro.
But you got to communicate.
But I'm telling you my personality. Because when's your birthday?
July 25th. I'm a Leo.
I'm Aquarius, so you more structured. I'll be honest.
I'm a thick-headed. But I have one thing I've learned and I had to teach myself was, and really pride on teaching myself was being one that's willing to learn. I learned that in construction.
But you got it out the. It sounds like, for you, it sounds like, Brad, but fuck this comedy shit, nigga. As a man, you had to get it out the mud, bro. You went through so much shit. I can't tell everything, but you said you had an openly gay father who was scared in a different era to come out. That ain't easy. You have a black stepfather. Mm-hmm. Your mother, who you probably love and admire so motherfucking much. And then, I'll be honest, I don't mean this disrespectful way. That's your wife?
No, that's actually Hyrie.
Well, whoever
she's in the picture up there.
You know what's so fucked
with
up? That woman looks like that woman because that's your wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're a bad bitch.
Thanks.
No, I don't mean that in an offensive way.
No.
This mean if we was talking like a niggas, like we'd be like, man, your bitch, man. But I mean in a respectful way. Bruh, you live in a dream. You blessed.
Yeah,
so what I'm saying is, and you have an awesome mind. And I apologize because some people might be like, this nigga disrespectful, but I'm like, I'm talking to it like if even though we on camera and we're on audio, I'm pretending for once we're not, because this is where I flourish at. Walk in your greatness, but I'm only asking you for 3 things. The first thing is challenge me to sit in the audience when you go up when I see you. I do be in my own world, and now you know a little bit differently. The second one is that even though you don't identify yourself as an expert, but I'm saying you have information and perspective that may be of assistance to me, and you see where my heart is at. And the third one is, 3.5. You say you got an idea for a place. That's cool. We'll do that.
Yeah, I'll send you this stuff.
If you about what you say you're about. But when I pulled up here, I said, man, I want to do something in the fucking field.
We can do that. I've thought about it. You can go back on STL comedy Facebook
you know,
page.
Guess what? This is another thing, Brad. This is gonna sound fucked up.
But all the liberals shut me down. They're like,
you know what?
COVID.
Fuck labels.
Yo, yeah, no.
I went to Brad. Look at me. I'm gonna shut the fuck up. Marquis need to promote his event. I've already been compensated for my event tomorrow. It's like this.
314 day.
My business. Shout out to Sanchez. He gonna learn more too.
Ricardo Sanchez.
Yeah.
Me and him have spoken on. I wanted to get him to come on here, but
guess how old he is. Guess how old he is.
I don't even know.
Guess how old he is. He's 30s? Fucking 28.
28.
Now he look because he wear a lot of stress on his head, and he gets he's related. Actually, his cousin is Gerald Fulton, aka Holla.
Yeah, me and him spoke. I told him to let me know when he's got events coming up.
He's learning. Now he's about his hustle. He's transitioning from one perspective to another. He's a great guy. Yeah. Now I'm not into the world that y'all may be into in that spectrum. But other than that, I want to do some shit.
Is he the one that's doing the weed shit with you? The Amazon shit that you're doing?
No, that's Pancho Rucker.
And
Pancho Rucker and Melanie Marie, who's having her grand opening for her cannabis enrichment center today. Black woman.
Okay.
Black woman.
Okay. Where is this
in Ferguson, right on West Florissant. I don't have the address, but look up Arby's in West Florissant and Ferguson, nigga. But the thing about it is this. You never know who's watching. So even though I was shunned in certain areas, these people identify me as a hustler and go-getter.
That's what it takes to yeah.
I just have a heart. He tell me stop being a Captain Save-A-Ho. So the thing about it is, I'm challenging you on your platform, your show that you allowed us on, and you gave me 2 things of Patron plus whatever this is, and I need to go somewhere ASAP and grab me some food to balance out to make sure my boy don't die before he opens for who?
Brad Williams.
And you enjoying it? You having this motherfucker called me last night. He's happy as fuck. Godfrey, Miss Pat, who else?
Godfrey, Miss Pat, a bunch of
numerous times.
A bunch of those guys, man. We had I forget how many.
Man, you just that motherfucker, man.
I forget how many pop-up shows I've done for healing where they asked me.
But guess what?
Come host.
Guess what? You that motherfucker.
Man, you know what?
Everybody got their lane. Everybody got their lane.
You know what?
Yes, sir. Talk your shit.
You know what?
Talk your shit.
314 day tomorrow.
You know what?
Both shows sold out tonight. You missed that. Come out 314 day tomorrow, man. Go look at our Facebook, Instagram page, story mode, whatever. We plugging the shit out of it.
But Brad,
I'll get
Brad Williams.
But Brad, that's my personal challenge to you. And what it is, fuck that. I don't play this political, dick sucking, ass kissing. I'm not as bad of an asshole as people think. I just be in my own world because I got my own mission. Yeah. But see, people like you, we got our own journeys. We connect because we have some aspects of similar experiences. And I don't mind looking bad. I don't mind taking 2 L's equal a W.
Well, one thing that you have is you do something I've wanted to do, and I've tried and been shut down because of COVID. Like I had the Bobby show going on that I reached out to you for. Huh?
Bobby Jaycock?
No, Bobby's. It's a bar where the old Funny Bone in Valley Park used to be. There's a big little bar with a real nice stage
Can I
there.
tell you a secret?
Huh?
When you want the deal done, you send Jason Nelson there.
Oh no, the COVID shut them down.
No.
So
No.
it was done deal.
No,
but
no.
you've done so many shows.
No.
And I get that, and I know what you're doing, and I know.
What do you do when you want the deal done? Who do you send?
I get that.
you
No.
I get what you're saying. No, fuck that. Affirmations, universe. When you want the deal done,
We're going to sit in the Jason.
when you want the deal done, you send Jason Nelson.
Sit in the Jason.
No, that's fine. That's what I'm saying is you've got that in. I understand where the whole LLC thing, the classes you were taking, that's the shit I've been studying for a long time. I went to college for
Stop
it because
thinking,
I was
dude.
injured.
Stop thinking, dude.
Well, you're already doing it. It's just like I would love to be. If
You
have
doing
any
it.
questions-
You're doing it.
Yeah, I'm working on the branding.
No,
and
you're
everything.
doing it, bro.
But you got something that you're doing that you have the potential to take what you're doing and turn it into something that takes over.
We all do.
It's like, but where you're at right now is just what I'm saying is if
Yes,
the
sir.
right
You like
few
shit the fuck up,
things,
Jason. My bad.
the few things that you can do for yourself personally,
Yes, sir.
financially,
Yes,
as
sir.
far as where the money goes, that's gonna come. The money's gonna come. You keep doing what you're doing. You put in the work. You keep believing that it's gonna come. It's gonna come.
And I need individuals like you to hold me accountable and call me out
But as long as you don't
privately.
piss it away and think, all right, maybe I should put everything into this one basket.
Yes, sir.
That's the biggest thing as we see, especially in the comedy world, is they'll put all their eggs in one basket and poof, it's just done because they can't get themselves back up. You don't want to put everything on one thing. And that's why I see you got so much shit.
The home I live in is paid off.
All your shit that you got 7 shows coming up. 7 shows.
Yeah.
That's
You know what's
most
crazy?
people are doing one at a
Can I
time.
talk shit?
You got
Can I
7.
talk shit? This
Man.
ain't new for me. When we Focus on Funny or Jason Nelson announced an event, we stack our shows, right?
He stacked the shows. Like he gonna
You know why? I leave no stone unturned. The 50 Cent get rich or die trying.
What he say, dog?
People look over the pennies. He's like, I collect the pennies.
You throw the pennies away. I keep.
You know what?
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell a secret to the sauce.
I went to jail for slinging blow. That was my that 50 Cent shit.
My thing is this, Brad, in his one life, I'm not even fueled by money. That's a beautiful thing. I know you say it's important to pay yourself first, and I'm learning to do that too.
Only to be able to accomplish the things you want to accomplish in your community.
But guess what? You deserve to be successful as well.
Yes.
You are. But I'm saying is, I woke up next to this woman today, and maybe one day she might be my wife again. Don't know, because according to flyers, I look like I'm that nigga right now. But I'm used to this. It go through waves. I'm just being real.
Yeah. What
314.
No, this ain't based on the projection, right? But this one particular woman, I woke up to her today, and I listened to. I have these apps on my phone, and one of the apps is this. This is my section. This is my phone. Numeroscope, daily horoscope, Bible, psychology, facts, law of attraction, gratitude, our daily bread.
Laws of attraction. So you've watched The Secret and everything.
Well, no. Well, kind of, but the book that changed my life, that helped me, was the Success Principles. But we'll get to that later, because I can't leave everything out the
Okay,
bag.
if you're into the books, next one, look up Robert Kiyosaki. Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yeah. You don't think?
And then get into that.
My family owns shit. A lot of niggas don't know that. Some of them more conservative, and some of them had cleaned their money up later. But that's a different conversation.
But what question I got to get out there for the podcast as far as
Look at this.
comedy?
I want to answer your question. You see what it said? Hypnosis. This morning, this is the app. Now, iPhone, they may charge people. That's why I like Android. It's these affirmations. Today I felt stressed, overwhelmed. I just made amends with a person I ain't seen in almost 20 years.
Now, do you know that I got into this?
Okay.
And the government the CIA spent $78 million on a project called Project Stargate
Okay.
to study if the laws of attraction had any meaning. And they came to the conclusion with these fucking neurophysicist scientists, and these doctors, after doing all their measurements with all the equipment and scientific shit they had, it's real. You believe it.
The Bible
you
says
will
a man
receive
thinketh as a man is.
So
Napoleon Hill had a book said that. Yeah.
All the stuff you're preaching, I have followed.
Yeah,
my
preaching.
Wife, you'll see my wife.
Preaching. Yeah, you're right.
But you go up there and you look at when you're walking out, you'll see my wife's got the believe and receive shit. Like we've watched.
Gas. Hey, can I tell you something? Gas is almost $3 in Missouri,
which is ridiculous.
I drove an hour away to come here because I know who I am and what I do. This is gonna be your best episode ever, even though they got shifted to bullshit when we first started. This is the meat of it, though. So
I get a lot of good short clips.
You probably do, but it's nobody
because that's one thing I preach to
Brad,
comedians.
Yo, Leo, you don't like to be people talking shit. I promise you, this is a promotional advertisement for both of us. Nobody's fucking with Jason Nelson.
But my question is for both of you.
Yes, sir.
Every comedian that I've learned so far, and I talked to Rob Durham, a bunch of the other guys.
Yeah, Rob don't wear shorts on stage. Shout out to Rob. He follow the rules. We make our own rules that focus on Funny LC. Yeah.
But
Larry the Cable Guy wears shorts.
Yeah,
he's a millionaire.
That's what I asked him. I was like, "What's your?"
He falls in line. I grew up in. He is a teacher. I grew up in social service and I worked in it. Some of us been in trench. Shout out to Rob. He's a great guy. But I'm gonna just keep it real. I'm letting my nuts hang out 2021 and beyond. You know, Marquis is a good guy, so he'll handle that part. But this the reality is. I'm gonna say this. Nobody's fucking with me, and when I come in, I'm making a deal. And it's going to get done.
As long as that deal is profitable for you.
I don't focus on money. What do I focus on?
You focus on the funny.
Yeah.
So, look.
Just think of how much more funny you can
Brad, when we walk out, we're going to do that too. But you can fit to be a pillar in this community.
What is your the best advice you've ever been given or came across that made it click for you? That's one thing I always ask the comedians. That just was like you figured
That's
it out.
That's a good question, actually.
You know what? You answer it first because my shit is gonna be very dismissive.
I gotta sit there.
I don't give a fuck what nobody do.
It's a video, a
something
book,
somebody said to me,
some advice, something that was just like, oh, I get it. And it doesn't have to be advice someone gave to you. Something that you just all of a sudden.
I don't have a politically correct answer.
You were watching a show.
I don't have a politically correct answer.
No, it doesn't have to be politically.
Jason Nelson does what the fuck he wants. Go ahead, you answer the politically correct answer.
Pretty
much.
much.
Marquis does.
Shit.
Whether it be like writing, you figured out how to writing, a technique
fuck that
helped you.
Fuck
it would be what just focus on the funny.
Focus on the funny.
It would be that because Matt Collins, rest in peace to Matt Collins.
R.I.P.
He was a mentor, one of the mentors.
R.I.P. You don't know
Arvin
us.
Mitchell.
See how we pay homage? We don't front on our OGs.
Bibbs,
we don't front on our OGs over here. Focus on funny.
Man, a lot of those guys gave me little pointers here and there, and shit. I think Matt would probably say like, shit, just let go and just let go, bro. Just keep getting on stage.
Do it because it makes you happy.
And just let go. Like,
you know what's so happen? I'm ad-libbing, but I'm long ad-libs.
Yeah, but
we are live in an era where you could do what the fuck you want.
It would find its audience. Like the
direct to consumer.
Advice, the best advice the comics gave
Brad,
me.
You could be the god of this area.
Keep getting on stage. Keep getting up there.
He's talking about the performer. Go ahead.
And just keep
preach.
That's the best advice you can give a person that's inspired to be a comic. Even though you suck and you bomb, just keep getting on stage. Keep going. Okay. Keep trying, bro.
So that's his answer. My answer is this. I'm alive in an era. Shout out to Donald Trump. Shout out to Donald Trump. Didn't support a lot of shit he did. You know what he showed? You could do what the fuck you want.
Oh, yeah, he definitely proved
No. I'm a black person. I'm saying this on record. I don't care. My nigga, I fuck with that nigga within reason. I don't advocate. It was just business. Even though he was willing to compromise people's lives, and I don't support that. But in this era, this limited time on Earth, you could do what the fuck you want. It's direct to consumer. The only thing is, Brad,
it's a good way to.
You're attractive, intelligent white man for right now. Because, we all age. But right now, you look like you projected to have good. Like, I can see how the black chicks rock with you and the white women. And then you got that history, that rough edge and shit. But in this era,
it'll find its audience.
You can do what the fuck you want.
It will find its audience.
And I was aware of that early. That's why I didn't mind looking crazy. This is not the tequila. This is how I actually talk in private and public.
Bro.
I just enjoyed it because I was enjoying myself.
Had the biggest supervillains the last 4 years with Trump. You had Trump and you had 6ix9ine. It will find its audience.
Yeah,
He's cleaning me up right now, too.
It will find
But guess what?
its audience.
We can do what the fuck we want. Now, what I do believe is, this is personally,
Tell him.
deliver quality. If I ever drop the ball, it's never.
That's good luck, bro.
Yeah.
That's the same one. Been
I'm
messing
blessed.
With you. Or
I'm never.
Damn.
It's dead.
That's another one right there above.
But it ain't my business. But guess what?
That's another one.
It's never, Brad. Look at me, bro. I know you strong. I felt the grip. It's never for lack of effort. I don't take anything for granted. You know what I'm saying? This is one of my best friends in life and in comedy, and we don't always agree. I love this guy. When I die, because I'm probably going to die before him, hopefully, I mean, it's not a competition. But who you think going to tell my story? Who you think going to do my, what they call it, eulogy?
Usually.
Well, your story is being said right now. You're putting it out there. Every day I see you posting and blogging your story. So
Yeah.
it's a great thing.
And some people think like that's not how people do. Guess what? Another secret to the sauce. Be a person of the people. So the thing about it is like this.
Vulnerability.
No. Well, however you identify it, I'm a person of the people. You know what? Well, I say whether I struggle with this, that, and the third. And then also, I said, where are the word black people? It's 100 people coming right here. And guess who's showing to my shows and events? Even the quote unquote hood motherfuckers and people like you. I'm giving you what I paid 13. Look at my skin. I have bags under my eyes. My hair is thinning. I done went through hundreds of thousands of dollars in multiple vehicles just to tell 5 minutes of jokes. 2 marriages. No, I actually paid the dues. But in real life, like, it's documented. I wasn't just some cute Mexican, Philippine motherfucker, some chunky white motherfucker who talks fast and forces people to laugh. Shout out to those people. I ain't just a motherfucker who had a cool job. I got out the fucking mud for real. And that's why I could look them, and I ain't the strongest, toughest. That's why I don't give a fuck where I'm at. You not fucking with me right now. In 2020, 2021 and beyond, I'm letting my nuts hang. So how about this? I say this. It's either you partner with me, I'm showing up any fucking way. Welcome to death row, bitch. Focus on funny. I gotta take a piss. Marquis, tell them who we are. What
Focus on the funny here.
You know what? It's not even a tequila. You know what it is? It's called I Overcame Adversity and I Believe Myself.
It will
shout out DJ Khaled.
It's
strategy.
You know,
what Drake saying legend? You don't know where you're gonna go. I got the shit mapped out for. I didn't come back to St. Louis for no reason. I covered all ground. I grew up in the system. I worked in corner stores of care, Catholic charities, the Boy Scouts. What you going through some shit? I'm credible across the way. The worst case scenario is I play my own public relations. I'm literally hiding in plain sight. I don't care, but I mean well. No, I want people to hear this, Brad. I'm documented all over the country for being a real ass motherfucker. But now I'm unleashing the next level. And thank you very much. I would love to do something in this farm ass area and field of people who hide in the safety of their homes.
Open field kind.
But guess what? I just knew one time. You could do what you want with it after that. Because you're gonna be when you do it.
You do it.
No. When you do it, guess what you're gonna be? It's not that it's new. It's just new for here. You're gonna be an innovator. You're gonna be a trailblazer. And even if the conservative motherfuckers around here don't agree with it, guess who's gonna be listening? Their children. And they're gonna follow you. And you're gonna be that motherfucker. The question you gotta ask is, are you willing to accept what comes along with that? The prophecy of your life is gonna be gone.
I'm cool with it. You guys, whenever you're ready, you let me know.
Don't tell me that, because I fucking start going to go more. I'm going to go more right now.
Right now.
No, let me get
April Strawberry may fly, but we'll
find
find
out. All I
out.
gotta do is get a stage built and everything set
How
up.
long would it take you to build a stage?
I mean, if I got the lumber, no time. I could build a stage.
Well, off camera, you tell me the budget. We'll make a way to find it.
See, that's the thing with the lumber. I get it for free through my job. I just gotta once I get the lumber.
Well, we want to respect your job first, because that's how you take care of your family. We don't. It's
I don't
okay.
want you
Oh
to
no! We have so much scrap left over
Oh.
that we just throw away or they burn. So
And Brad,
I've
for
been
now on,
collecting them,
Brad,
keeping it in
for
the
now on,
garage. Because I still got a stage for you. Wait until you see what I've figured out. It's a
You didn't tell me the budget though, nigga.
No. Like I said, I get my lumber for free as long as I could go to the store and get everything I need right now. Have it built.
You're a hustler.
But that's
Brad.
That's a few $100 out of the budget, you know, that I can get for free.
How many episodes of the podcast you did?
I think I've got like 60 or 70 videos up right now.
Okay, well, 71. Was that when Mark McGuire broke the record? 70 when he reached Roger Moranis, or 62. But guess what?
Yeah, I got something right.
At this point, well, guess what? You're a star now. And guess what? No. From now on, you're going to be exalted and shown in a positive light, and positive affirmations going to be spoken your way from now on. And, well, I don't know how to identify you, but in our world, I'm like, I want to give you a pass. So I'm going to just say you that dude, because I want black people like, this motherfucker told this white boy he that nigga. No. It's time that you get a return, just like you're telling me, on your investment. You get 2 birds, 1 stone. You have a podcast, and you have a showcase to introduce people to people that normally wouldn't know them. And from now on, that's who the fuck you are. But guess what comes along with it? I don't like to use the word hate, but yes, it will come.
Envy.
Oh yeah. I mean,
no, bruh. I'm riding through here. Your audience is right where you fucking live.
They're right around the corner.
And you know what? We don't have to tell people, because guess what? All you got to do is cater to the people here. Now, word will get around, stuff like that. And then you go on to the next thing. But guess who's going to be doing field comedy shows? Brad. Guess what? That's your thing. All I ask you is, for at least one event, can Focus on the Funny be a part of that?
Oh, all day. I'll Focus on the Funny. It'll be the producer.
Don't say nothing to me you don't mean, because
don't.
Hey, what I say? Hey, you going to beat my ass because you're strong. But the thing about it is this.
All I say is don't start something you can't finish. That's my big say.
I always say that. That bitch don't suck my dick. But besides that, Brad. Brad, you need to really look at my business page.
He's already working on it right now in his head.
I've looked at a lot of your stuff.
So what I'm saying is, okay, what I'm saying is, the moment we go into go mode, now I do need to learn some additional things, and we did on camera and the audio. But beyond that,
all this good schematics.
this is great. No, beautiful. This is one of probably my top 3 in entirety. This is my 6th media appearance in the last week and a half.
God damn.
Yeah, I know. But the thing about it is,
but that's what it takes, you know.
But yeah, it does. But I'm telling you, at least let me partner. That means you get the muscle, the perspective. You could talk to anybody you want to. I don't give a fuck. Let me partner on this particular project. It don't have to be a rush, but I could do go mode. And I found a way to make it work.
Let's do it.
Is it cool?
Yeah.
You gonna shake on it?
Y'all gonna hear about it soon. It'll be out there.
Well, you want
Marquis to close it out?
You want Marquis to close it out?
Focus on funny.
Marquis, you gonna close it out?
Upcoming
Are you gonna close it out?
We gonna make another.
Focus on funny.
Focus on the goddamn funny.
Barnhart, Missouri. You ready, Barnhart?
I'm at Helium tonight, man. Holding it down for Brad Williams.
Yeah,
Pat House.
Surrounding areas. Yeah. Who you working with this weekend?
Man, I'm about to wrap this weekend up with Brad Williams.
Okay.
Pat House from Philly.
Okay.
He holding it down.
Who works out of the Helium in Philly, right?
Yes, sir. So I'm trying to get a part of. I'm probably gonna be a part of that franchise real soon.
Hey,
working the Helium clubs all throughout the country.
I love the Helium. Personally, I love the Helium. Shout out to Andrew.
That's my first open mic was the Helium.
I love the Helium. You know why?
dope.
Compared to a lot of people, they're way more diverse.
Way more diverse. And
not because the black.
That's the same thing Pat House said.
The concept of what they do.
Yeah.
They changed it. I remember living in KC when they announced the Helium come here. I was excited. And I seen a couple of people that think they're a gatekeeper. They were like, how long has it become an urban comedy club? Not only work on being funny, work on working.
Working on working.
That's one thing I keep telling a lot of comedians that come on here that are like just that are depending on comedy, and they're still fresh. Like let's say me. I'm like, dude, you need to learn a skill in case something like COVID happens again, so you're not stuck with nothing
or
minimum wage.
You know what?
I got a job. If I take off in comedy and let's say I'm able to start making money on that and depend on that and give up what I'm doing now. if COVID happens, I can go back to making the $20-$30 an hour as a carpenter building houses, and that way I'm still able to supply for my family.
Brad, when's your birthday? You about to be 33?
Yeah, July.
Same year as Jesus, Nipsey Hussle. I ain't gonna say you're gonna die, but the thing about it is this: it's time to start. You're gonna be humble because that's who you are. You from the mud. It's time for you to start walking in your greatness. Stop minimizing yourself. Now, the comedy world is a different thing, but guess what? Everybody going through some shit. But I'm talking about you individually as a man. What you have is so motherfucking awesome, and we all have it our own way. Live your truth, live your life on your terms, and like Kevin Costner was saying, feel a dream, or the voice told him, if you build it, they will come.
If you build that stage,
guess what?
We'll be back.
Brad, you've been through so much shit. I can't even relate to the shit you was just fucking talking about.
He usually outdo everybody.
That's my go-to thing. I can't out fucking
He out.
Bro, you had a dad in the South who had to marry another man, came out the closet, my nigga.
Yeah, and my mom and my
Then
stepdad
your
lived
mom
in the
married
South.
a father, a black man with one. Was he had one arm or just a real dad?
My real dad had the one arm. My stepdad is the black guy. And they met. My mom and stepdad met in Virginia in the South, and that's when I realized.
And no telling what she had to go through.
Come on, man.
And that's how I knew it was a real.
Then you come to St. Louis, your country white ass, and you go to school in the city.
In the city,
I peed with the best of them. I stood a little closer, but you know.
But I'm saying, there's no telling what the fuck you went through, right? So I'm seeing a story, and that's why you was originally. You said originally you was a storyteller. Most of us as storytellers are just trying to be understood.
Yeah, trying to get their word
Man.
out. But
Now,
some
when
of the
you're in comic clubs, you only get
storytellers-
2.5, 3 minutes. That's why it's hard to be a storyteller.
Yeah. But I believe I've always said that a comedian that's everyone loves a good story, and everyone loves a great storyteller. And that's where I think that's why Dave Chappelle, Richard Pryor, Louis C.K. are great, because they're such great storytellers. Now, don't get me wrong, one of my favorite comedians, Stephen Wright, one-liner.
Yeah.
But his one-liners hit a whole nother level of intellectual intelligence. That's just like, how the fuck did you think of that? One of those, fuck you, I wish I wrote that. You know?
We're sick.
And that's the kind of shit that you storytellers are
Nobody like to say
constantly
this.
hitting
We're
on.
sick.
Yeah.
yes, sir.
So think of the shit to say that we say. We're sick.
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
sir.
I definitely believe that. Sick, addicted.
yeah.
That don't mean that
it.
negative. We gotta be self-sabotaging. But I'm saying is, but we're willing to acknowledge our sickness.
Yes.
But what happens now? We're in the media world, so they could take that portion to find you. But we're really
Out
trying.
of contact.
Like some people try to be assholes. They're comedians and they try to be assholes. They use comedy as a way to justify them being assholes.
Yeah.
Now it may look similar to what I was saying, but what I'm saying to you is you have awesome. I can't talk. I drink. I can't breathe. But with that being said, is you like, why do you drink? Because I have addiction. But the thing about it is, it's like this. You have fuck this. Even if you don't follow what we talked about, and I hope we do. You have an awesome future ahead of you. Even your wife, when she chose you, and you chose her, but she chose you because she saw greatness within you. And it's hard for us to do this because the way we see ourselves versus how other people see ourselves. You need to just walk in that shit.
Bask in it.
You came in second place to this motherfucker at a competition, and you just started.
Yeah.